Hello, beautiful people. We're back. Guess who's back? I'm back. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Please hit the like and notification bell on your way in. Thank you, Sarah P. Sarah P in the house. Oh, now I've missed. Which way does this go, mic go? I never remember which way I'm supposed to do the mic. Anyway, it sounds right to me. How are we, beautiful people? Hope you're all well out there. Oh, I'm stuffed. Just come back from lunch. Literally, just come back from lunch. So I am stuffed. Oh, I've got nothing prepped for this stream. I know what I want to do, but I've got nothing prepped. I thought I was going to prep like I don't know after lunch, but just went on forever. Lunch did, but it was all good though. It's nice to have that kind of lunch with the nieces and my parents, especially when my father's paying. Oi, oi. Good morning, Wendy H. Hope you're well, Wendy. This fine day, this fine Wednesday. Just gonna have a chill out stream today. Are you watching the Should Business trial, Wendy? I've not watched any of it yet, but I will catch up a little bit with it. But everyone's watching Should Business, or there's one in the Dallas one as well. I don't remember his name now, but I know there's a few people covering that as well. So yeah, but here we're not that organised. Do you know? We're not that organised. You're not watching it, no. I'm not fussed about watching it, to be honest with you. It's not really my cup of tea, really. But I know someone that is watching it. Sarah P. Sarah P in the house. Sarah P is watching Should Business. How is it going? Is it all right? Is your business okay? Is it, I've not really heard much, to be quite honest with you. I thought I'd hear a lot more, but I've not really heard much about your business, which is surprising. Oh, hang on. I need to make sure that this working? Yes. I've now got it on Rumble as well. Now got it on Rumble as well. So that means I decided to do it on Rumble as well now from now on. So as best I can. Oh, let's turn the mute button off there. And do that. Subscribe there. Subpatch. Okay, don't know what that means, but sure, that's fine. So yeah, now I'm on there as well. Been busy past week, so only pop into friends channel support them. Oh, Wendy, that's lovely of you. I will always appreciate popping in to say hello as well. I know you do the rounds. I try and do the rounds, but I don't normally say hello. I just give a like and then leave because I've got too much on. Um, I'm watching off and on. There's some parts that are interesting, some parts boring. She's crazy, but not legally crazy. I don't think she's constantly smiling and smirking. I don't think she's constantly smiling and smirking. I saw her go bang, 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 bang to the judge. I saw that. I was like, okay, she's a little bit. Woo-hoo. But yeah, and I'll genuinely, ladies, I am stuffed. I've had lasagna for lunch, and I had a peanut butter cheesecake. First time I've ever had it. Bloody lovely. Bloody lovely, let me tell you. But it took 2 hours from arriving to leaving, and I didn't leave till 2 o'clock, so I didn't get back here till about 2:15. Then should I get everything done? I haven't got my coffee or anything. I've got nothing. So I've done no prepping, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We blag it, innit? Blag it. Um, yeah, so I will watch a bit of Show Business, but I'm not really that fussed about it, to be quite honest with you. I've not heard that many things about it, to be quite honest. So um, I know there's hello, Rumble. Let's get ready, let's get ready, let's get ready, Rumble. Hello to Rumble. Let me just type out the hello, Rumble. Hello, Rumble. Um, this is free chat or just like the Joe. Oh, please follow the alternate corner. Here we are. That's a nice little message for them. Normally, Rumble don't chat at all. There's a few people there, so I want to say hello to them. It's back streaming Rumble as well now, because I think it's good. Sarpi, I saw a few shorts about her case. She looks but crazy. Yeah, she does look a little bit crazy. The number of injuries on the victim is astounding. I thought I said outstanding, astounding. Jesus, come on, Dylan, you can't do stuff like that. Not to Sarah P anyway. And the fact that she was able to cut off parts, oh no, through bone with a bread knife and butter knife is crazy. It would take a lot to do that. It would. That's just crazy. That takes a hell of a lot of effort. Oh no. Do you know what I mean? They use machines normally. Absolutely, when it looks like she's enjoying listening to people talk about her handiwork. That's a narcissist, isn't it? I saw a picture of her and her husband. She's in a Green Bay top. And yeah, I saw that. I just thought, geez, she's creepy. She is creepy. Oh, hang on, I got this. Hang on a second. Jeez. Hello, Lou. Lou, are you in Dallas or are you in sunny old England? Where are you? I was on Vinted last week and I bought some stuff. So I bought Baltimore Ravens jersey, but I went on there to buy this. Happy days, Lou. Ah, where do you fly out of? Is it Gatwick or Heathrow then? And is it directly into Dallas? Because I fancy going to Dallas at some point. And this one I bought for Dave. This one's for Dave when he comes in. See it? Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay. I know he doesn't play there anymore, but I thought I'd do it anyway because Dave loves the Green Bay Packers, and I only paid. Well, it was. Hang on, I'll tell you now. They were charging 40 quid for it, and I got it because on Vinted you can haggle. So I paid 20 quid for it plus shipping. So that's probably about $30 for you guys out there, or 28 to $30. So not bad. So I bought it for Dave. I did really, and this one I just saw it and I was like, do you know what? I fancy that. Um, Heathrow, I always go direct. Hmm, yes, I would do that as well. I would only go direct. I don't do stopovers. I went out to Hong Kong. My cousin lives out there. Went out for Hong Kong, ages ago now, years ago, and it was like £800 if we stopped off in Helsinki and stay for like I don't know, I don't even know how many hours you were. I don't remember. Or it's £1,200 direct. I signed me up for the direct. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to Helsinki and just for a couple of hours queue back. Just get me there. Just get £400 more. That's fine. Just get me there. So I just did. I do that all the time now. If I'm going on holiday, I want to enjoy it. I don't want all the faffle. I mean, I understand why people do it. I understand if you've got families and stuff like that. You could. If I'm going on my own, I'm going straight direct. Or I'm not going on holiday at all. Yeah, it must be really hot out there. It must be really hot. Yes, yes. Don't mind the heat, but the humidity makes me blow up like a balloon. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I know the heat. Yeah, because we don't have. It's raining here in Wales today. We don't even know what heat is. We have heat for like 3 weeks in Wales, right? And then, no, after a week, everyone's like, "Oh my God, bring the rain back!" Bring like the fields are going from green grass to like brown, so everyone's screaming for rain. And then when we get rain, it's like, "Oh, it'd be nice to have a bit of sun now." So we can't win, can't win. Yes, Wendy. No, Wendy, Lou. Wendy's always lovely to do that. Hang on, I need to get this. What's this about then? Find the Kohberger stuff. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. No, let's get that out. They gotta go into Discord, 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 Discord. And if it's not there, I'll go into Twitter. Spitting, spitting. Yeah, it's spitting on and off, but it still rained. I mean, oof, what is rain? I haven't seen any in the wrong. Yeah, I mean, you need. Do you know what I mean? People think, oh, sun, brilliant. No, no, you need sun, yes, but you need rain as well. Do you know what I mean? Um, I like when it's I my ideal weather is lovely and dry and sunny in the day, pissed down with rain in the evening. Don't mind it then, but I just feel the rain is everywhere. It's all over the shop. Right, let's double check on Rumble. Rumble, hello, Rumble. Hello again. You can say hello if you want to say hello. Okay. No, they're gone. Should have burned ban yesterday, so dry. Oh, wow, he's getting serious then. Getting serious. I remember a few years ago, well, every year seems now, we have like 2 weeks of sun, and then we have like what do you call it? Water hose ban. We're not allowed to use water hoses and stuff. That's only after a few weeks, like I'd say a month then, and then all of a sudden ban everywhere about water hoses, everything. You're not allowed to use anything. We can't handle it in the UK. Burning, we never had a burning ban, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had anything like that. Different world though, isn't it? All right, let's have a liquid DE scored. DE scored. If anyone wants a link to the as the gavel drops, just let me know, and I'll happily drop one when I can. A link that is not dropping anything else. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just seen here that ex-boyfriend hitman trial. Recovery addict is streaming it. It's on the in the Gazville drops. Rightio. Let's find Idaho for you. Idaho, 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 Idaho. Idaho 4, come on. I get lost in this. Unbelievable. They do so much work in it, I just get lost. That's the only problem. Bolo all of it, no. Where are we here now? October it is, so Jesus. October 2nd. No, this is something else. November 2nd, that is, that's why. No, no. Okay, Rex is there, that's fine. Um, no, nothing there. This is the thing, this is why I want to prep beforehand. Now you gotta look at me just try and find stuff. I'm not a really good multitasker. I don't even know if anyone's chatting. It's just, oh, that's 12, man. No wonder. Right, here we are. October, Idaho. Yesterday. Okay, okay, I got that bad boy. That's fine. I got one there. One of the things I wanted. But it doesn't allow me. Oh, no, I need to open up this way. Open it that way. Yes, got it. All right. Texas A&M. Texas. What do they do? Texas A&M, isn't it? Or is it that one? Ooh, 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 ooh. I know that's Texas. Oh, I don't know which one's which, but anyway, Sarah P is Texas A&M, the cult of Texas A&M. All righty. No, horns down, thumbs up. Like that. I can't even do it. Oh, oh, here he is. I didn't see him come in. Didn't see him sneak in. Didn't see him sneak in. The little bugger him. Look at him. Ah, Carwyn Edwards. I thought he got missing action. I thought you were on holiday this week, honestly. Look at him. He comes back in. Look at him. Strolls back in like nothing's happened. He's gone missing for like a month, and he just comes in thinking he just could come back in. Iawn, Cas boy, iawn boy. Croeso nôl, Carwyn. I need to get this. Oh, I got on charge. So Carwyn's back. Two separate. Oh, two separate moves. So you go horns down. Hey, horns down. Hey, horns down. Hey, horns down. Hey. That's nice. Don't be nice to him, Lou. No one be nice to Carwyn. Carwyn is what we call in Wales an a-hole. A-hole. He just comes back when he feels like it. Just ditches me. Better thing to do, like washing my hair and baking the dog. I thought you said baking the dog, bathing the dog. Don't blame you. Don't blame you, Kaz. Don't blame me, boy. Yeah, croeso nôl, boy. Welcome back. Um, always nice to see you around. Always nice to see you go as well. No, so we're just going to do a little bit of a, a chill out. Hey, Lou as well. Lou, by the way, how is your Sadie video coming along? Have you got an ETA for it so we can promote it? Sort of bubble over our area because we are in the valley. The Falls Park. Oh, jeez. In the valleys. We got the valleys as well. Joch and Hwyddo. That's thanks and goodbye from Carwyn Edwards. I gotta take the Mickey out of him. I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't seen him for a while, Cast. Bloody hell. Missing in action. Oh, he's probably gone. Actually, he probably has gone. Um, all right. I want to play a few things here. I want to play Kohberger, see where we're at. Carly Russell, see where we're at. Getting ready for the trip to Texas. Absolutely. No, it's all good. I was just wondering if you had got anywhere with it. That's all. Just because if you had, look forward to seeing it and look forward to promoting it for you. And hang on, there's a couple more people here now. So Carwyn hasn't done it yet, so he can do this now. Carwyn can surely do this for me because if he can't, then he is an a-hole, absolute a-hole. Carwyn, if you don't do this, you're an a-hole. Um, here we go. Carwyn and anyone else that hasn't done it, please follow this. This is Lou's channel. Please go and follow it and give her support. She'll have loads of contents on there. Therapy, so for analysis of won't be done till I'm back. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Busy works and got to earn the taxpayer. I've done enough for that, boy. Let me just tell you, I've done enough for that crap. More than most, so they can bugger off. I should be doing laundry. I go away tomorrow. Oh, you're going away tomorrow. Now, you did tell me where you're going. You go to two places, and I don't remember, Jodie. Crap, I don't remember. Sorry. Sorry, I don't remember where. Oh, you have to tell me again. I don't remember. Answer recipes, 911 club. There we are. Whatever. Just let me know so I can support it. And her channel's there. Please support Lou's channel. She's if you know Lou, you know she's amazing. So follow her. Jodie, Sarah, Wendy, everyone's lovely here. Thank you. Thank you for subbing to her, Wendy. And Carwyn better sub to her. Lazy bugger he is though. Where you going, Jodie? I did remember two breaks. I did remember two, but I don't remember I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong. Oh, is the one down? No, is one in Cornwall? I don't. You have to tell me. I don't remember. I don't remember. Remember? I don't remember. Let me put my Let me put my seat up, my recliner seat up. Oh, lovely jubbly. Nice to get the recliner up then. I might fall asleep. Good boy, Caroline. Good boy. Hey, Caroline, what do you think of the background? I've got a recliner now instead of a sofa. You know, boy, moving up in the world now. Lots have changed since you left. Blackpool. Damn. Yeah, now you said it. Blackpool, yes. Now you said it. Yeah. Bridlington. I don't know where Bridlington is. So for those of you who don't know, you Blackpool is there's a Blackpool Tower. It's got like loads of arcades, loads of uh, rides. I used to go to Blackpool once a year for a few years on courses. But I've been there for years. My father and mother actually, that's where they took their honeymoon in Blackpool. It used to be the in place back in the day. So it's right on a beach by the sea, and it's a nice little getaway. Loads of bed and breakfasts and there and hotels and stuff like that. Yeah, I've not been there for ages. Oops, dyna ni'n joc yn fawr i chi. Dim byd da. Mam joc coming in, joc coming in. Okay, then. Looking good, change your room too. No, same room. So what I've done, Kaz, is you know where the sofa was, the wall, that's now in front of me. And then I used to face this with a cabinet here, and the TV used to be here. Now the TV's gone up there, obviously. Up there. So now TV's up there, sofa's still where it was. That's where your kindness is appreciated. Yeah, and Carowin has followed Lou as well. Um, I'm going to try, but I'm got a lot going on, and now just to fill out. I need to be back within 6 weeks. I'm stressed because I'm not good with phone. I'm not either. I hate them. But also, your son now is off on holidays. He finished yesterday. Finished school yesterday. Amazing, amazing. Busy time for you now, but it's gonna be a lovely time for you two to be together. Um, you got it, Lou. Get mum through. I know she's with all the girls now, all the nieces. She just brought me in a cup of coffee. Class, that's where I was. I went to Strassel. My parents and my nieces and me. Dad was paying, so went to Strassel. But they had a bus trip coming, so they had some lunch club coming. So literally left here 22:12. Got back here about 10 past 2. Just too much for crowd. Lasagna bach i mains, and then I had a peanut butter what do you call it? Peanut butter cheesecake. Hello, Erin. Go, 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 go. Cheerio, chappies and chapettes. Stopping in. I'm getting my bishop business on. No problems. Thank you, Erin. As always, appreciate you coming in. Um, she always coming in, but you're always represented. You're always represented here, so it's all good. I'll pull you next to me now. Put me on my crotch again. Spoiled. I am spoiled. When I'm spoiled, but when you've got 4 nieces you're looking after, to be fair, they're really good actually. They're actually really good at looking after the small one. She's, look at man, 3 years old. She's everywhere. Love Erin Hark. Got to enjoy the Foster Soul. New chef, new owners for the food side. Um, no, it's spot on. Pinot de Steel, Pinot de Steel, lovely now, boy. His Sunday lunch is lovely there now. I was there Sunday actually, and then went there today. The lasagna, the food's nice. The food's nice. Cheesecake, homemade peanut butter cheesecake was nice. Schwendy. Schwendy. Or we call her Taco Wendy, Taco Schwendy. No, Taco Erin, and we got Schwendy. Aaron, Aaron. Oh, hey Erin, hey Sarah. Look, everyone's so nice. Hey Erin, hi Sarah. Carolyn hasn't said hello to basically no one. Rude. No, I saw you say hello to people. Right, shall we start? Shall we start? Because business is on, but I'm not doing that. Brian I've not looked at this, so I hope this is the right one. Let me present. Let me present. I my two middle nieces and the youngest niece was in the car with me going for sort of lunch, and I was singing the stuff I do on stream, and they were like, "Oh my, please don't tell us you sing anything on stream. Please don't say you sing it. You're an embarrassment to us." I was like, "What?" Objections, like, oh, lots of objections, is there? Oh, I heard dildo or something. I was like, what's that mean? I said, well, then right for business. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Oh, it's all going on. It's all going on. Screen, share screen, Discord. So if you want to get access this, oops, if you want to get access to this Discord, let me know. And Erin, don't think you joined mine one yet. I'm out control everything. Is now. Stacko, stacko, Erin stacko, 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 Sharon's stacko. That sounds Russian. Sharon's stacko. Um, many dildos. Maybe have to watch this stream. Right. Let's not get it. Let's not get distracted by the dildos. Dildos. I'm Sarah Peasel. Dildos. What, Sarah? When I asked you about the try, you never mentioned any dildos. We'd be watching it otherwise. Right, let's get this. I know most people are concentrating on your business. That is all good and dandy. But I'm going to share now. Brian Kohberger, he was supposed to be in court on Monday. Uh, Here we go. Before I do that, Carwin has spoken, and he said, too many people to say hi to. Hello, everyone. I mean, he's a very rude boy, but he's not very rude. He's a good boy. And not in a good way. Oh, no. Oh, okay, well, maybe I don't want to know then, Sarah. Thank you for not telling me. Thank you for not telling me. All right. Oh, here he is. I just called you a compliment. You said you're a good boy. Take that back. Oh, is your brother's birthday today, Kaz? I'm sure I just saw something. It's your brother's birthday today. The big 42, 42. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Right, let's, for the 100th time, try and share this then. No, I can't get into it that way. Present, share screen, Discord. This is again the Discord on the Gavel Discord. It is indeed. You see, I am very clever, clever. I am very clever in love. I am very clever, very clever. I am very clever in love. All right then. Okay, we'll read it. Title 19, Criminal Procedure, Chapter 5, Complaint and Warrant of Arrest. Notice of Defense of Alibi. 1. At any time after arraignment before a magistrate upon a complaint and upon written demand of the prosecution attorney, the defendant shall serve within 10 days or at such different time as a court may direct upon the prosecution attorney a written notice of his intention to offer an alibi, claims to have defensive alibi. Such notice by the defendant shall. I was there for a second. What's that mean? Shallow. That she's putting in front of everything. Shallow. Well, Lou's going out to Dallas tomorrow, so she's going to be in Shamerica. Shamerica. Hell yeah. I won't say the F yeah. Shamerica. F yeah. Right. Within 10 days of receipt of the defendant's notice of alibi, but in no event less than 10 days before trial, unless the court otherwise directs, the prosecution attorney shall serve upon defendant or his attorney a written notice stating the names and addresses of the witnesses upon whom the prosecution intends to. Okay, they're like, if prior, no, fine. Upon the failure of either party to comply with the requirements of this section, the court may exclude the testimony. Okay, but I don't think that's relevant here. For good cause shown, the court may grant an exception. Okay, let's see. Let's take it back down. Oh, that's it. Okay, so that's that. Then there's a little video here. As the gavel drops, please subscribe. I'll send you a link if you want to. Yeah, Lou's a bit of a traveller. Leaving Discord, okay. What? You see, I hate this. I hate this. European visitors are important to us. Well, no, you're not. New nation. What are you doing? Alright, I'll have to search myself then, because they do not allow me to go. Does Branko have an alibi? Right, let me just do it this way. YouTube. If I can do News Nation from this. News Nation. News Nation. No, nothing there. I never follow News Nation. I'm not a massive fan of it. Does Brian Kohberger have an alibi? Oh, here it is. Does Brian Kohberger have an alibi? Right, search. Right, live now. Is it? Do you know what? No, the Borat is he comes in and goes quite often. Yeah, Caroline. Right, I tell you what, because the ladies all love him. We'll play Peter Tragos. Peter Tragos, Peter Tragos. Oh, here's another one. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll play a News Nation clip, change your location when looking at some of the. So I have a VPN on my phone, but for some reason it will not work on my laptop. So I need this VPN to run out, so then I'll get another VPN. I'm not paying for two VPNs, so it's so stupid. They won't. I just can't get it to work on my laptop. So we're gonna watch this first, then we'll watch Peter Trigos then. So this is just a brief explanation about the alibi situation. Share screen, then we'll watch Peter Trigos. So here we go.
Criminal defense attorney and legal analyst Bernarda Villalona. Bernarda, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this potential defense strategy, suggesting that key evidence, the knife sheath, was planted by police or the lab. What do you make of that?
Exactly. So it seems very desperate, but you have to think when it comes to the defense, he's trying to see what holes he can poke at the time of trial, because all he needs to do is create one reasonable doubt for a jury to either find a mistrial or for him to be acquitted, which I think is highly unlikely. In terms of planting evidence, remember that sheath, the original DNA that they got through that was through a genealogy test having to deal with the father. So it's going to be hard for the defense to explain to a jury that they're gunning for him or aiming for him when it first came back to his father through a genealogy test. I think it's a very least likely that they'll be able to succeed in this case, having to deal with the planting of evidence.
Yeah.
Given the enormous amount of corroboration that they have in terms of the cell phone pings, as well as his car being on the scene and him returning to the scene the next day.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So you're saying, that the DNA evidence, the knife sheath has been described, of course, as so crucial here. You think that even if they do manage to cast doubt for the jury about the DNA evidence, the cell phone pings, him returning to that scene is enough potentially to convict him?
Yeah, so if I were the prosecutor in this case, what I would do and argue is like, look, even if you want to discount the DNA that was found on the sheet, which I submit to you that you shouldn't because it's an enormous amount of evidence just with that sheet alone, let's look at the other evidence, the corroborating evidence, having to deal with the cell phone pings, having to deal with him returning to the scene the next day, having to deal with him having photos of, I believe, three of the victims or one of the victims in his cell phone, him following the victims on social media, his car being targeted at the scene, and also the cell phone pings. Actually, the date of the homicide itself, his phone was.
What the? Like this woman's off her head, isn't she? Why is she going on about all this stuff? It's not. It's not even been proven. Or have I missed something? Have I gone to a galaxy far, far away? Or is this woman just spreading loads of lies here? I don't think they prove. Or am I wrong? Have they proven that he was friends with them on social media? Have they proven that he was actually in the area? Have they proven that the pings were in the area? Well, last I heard they hadn't. Unless I know I'm behind on this trial. I know that, but what she's saying in a minute is I don't think it's true.
Was mysteriously turned off during that time. So all of that.
No, it was right. Again, it might not. Right. This annoys me. It might have been turned off, but mysteriously turned off. How do you know it's mysteriously? How do you know that he didn't run out of battery or something? Oh my god.
Coupled together is strong circumstantial evidence to lead to his guilt.
What is the likelihood we'll hear from Kohberger himself? If you were advising his team, would you suggest that he take the stand?
Absolutely not. If I were Brian Kohberger's defense attorney, I would not put him on the stand because he subjects himself to all types of cross examination and also answers that he will not be able to provide to suffice for a jury to find him not guilty. So I wouldn't put him up on the stand.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
This is why I do not like News Nation. If you were watching this for the first time, you'd be like, "Oh, well, the guy's obviously guilty. Then he was there. They've got all the evidence." No, they haven't. It was just enough to. Well, even I don't think it was enough. They put it in. Oh, all right, I'm not going to go down that road. Everything she just said, disregard it. I'm going to delete it from Discord as well because I don't want people to see that. If it is lies, lies, lies. Now, potentially he was there and everything, but I don't think it's been proven. I've not heard about it being proven anyway. Okay. I need to now go to see Tragos. Let's see the pretty boy Tragos. Let's see what he's got to say about the whole thing.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back. We're at it again this afternoon. More stuff happening. We were going to talk about just the potentially planted DNA evidence, or at least allegations of such, in the Kohberger case. And then the alibi notice was filed. It was actually filed yesterday, July 24th, which was the deadline. So we're going to look at that and discuss that. That's actually very, very interesting, and a lot of different things you can take and learn from that alibi filing. So we're going to get to that. But first, it's going to be the DNA evidence, the allegations of it being planted. I want to answer your questions there. I want to go through what.
That's the problem with the media in many cases. They only go so and it's out of context. Yes, they sway people a certain way before they have all the facts for that facts. I agree. Look at all the media say. Now, that's a good thing, sir. Now, Sarah, you're a big Zachariah. So let me talk to Sarah here. I'm just talking to Sarah now. So one of the things I'm doing a interview with Solomon, and one of my tasks, I asked him, look, I don't want to go through the whole thing again about Zach. You know, talking about Zach, talking about the whole trial. We've heard it. We've heard it. Do you know what I mean? I think everyone's heard it. So I'm taking another angle from it. I'm not going to go into everything that I've told him I'm going to do, but one of the parts I'm going to be doing is comparing the media reaction. So, and I'm comparing it to the media reaction for Kohberger and hopefully not Zachariah, Murdoch as well. But because Zachariah was before my time, I got nothing on Zachariah at the minute. So if you can point me in any or send me any articles pre-trial for Zachariah, if you know of anything. If you don't, that's fine. If you know of anything where it was quite biased, if you can DM them to me, that'd be happy days. Because what I'm trying to do is portray like how media has an influence on cases, and I think that Zachariah one, Brian Kohberger as is currently, and also with Alex Murdoch, the media had made him guilty, made them all guilty basically before the trial. But that's the one thing I don't have. I know about the Murdoch one because I was there in the middle of it. I don't know anything about Zachariah's pre-trial, and the one for Brian Kohberger is now obviously. Um, look at it from different angles. People having this exactly because you can go on Spices, you can go all these videos, see it. Obviously, I'm going to touch upon elements of it, but a quick fire 5 minute thing. And I tweeted out today. I want to hear from people that thinks he is generally guilty. What makes you think he's guilty? And I've got a couple of people who've messaged, so I'm going to quick fire them at Solomon. But I just want a bigger picture. We'll go through Denny very quickly, but I just don't want to do the same old things. So I'm trying to do things differently. So Sarah, if you or anybody listening, if you got any links um, pre-trial for this, for Zach, I've not started looking for it yet, but if you do know or wherever I can go and look for some articles, send them over because yeah, I need to do that kind of research. I'm behind on everything at the minute, so anything you got, or any video, whatever. But I'm trying to do this where I'm putting Solomon on the spot a little bit as well. So that's why I want to keep it a little bit quiet. 100% doing. Yes, thank you. Can you copy paste that and DM me because that's a good one. Yes. Sarah, can you please copy paste exactly what you just said there and DM it to me? That's definitely on my list. I haven't put it on my list, but that's definitely one of the things about how the thumbnail was there. And then I might Google some stuff about LNC and that thumbnail. It's bound to be articles on that as well. The reason I ask you to DM it to me because then I can copy paste it and put it on my list. Because if I do it here, I'll forget. Fantastic. And if there's any links to articles you know of, don't go looking for anything, but if you know of anything, thanks, Sarah. Thank you. Appreciate. No rush, but what you've just said in that paragraph is perfect. I need to put that down. So thank you. I mean, we'll go back to this, but if anyone's got anything for any links for anybody, anything, let me know. Just DM me, please. Thank you very much. Or if you know of anyone that did believe you're still guilty, or people are sitting on the fence, ask them to DM me. Why are they still on the fence, or why do they think he's guilty? No shade given whatsoever, and it'll be all anonymous. It's just I want to know exactly why people still think he's guilty, or why they thought he was. There's no shame in it. Don't judge anybody. It's just I basically want to ask Solomon some questions around it, so hopefully he can clarify some stuff that people might have questions for. Or if you guys have questions, DM me the questions. Please do so. If you've got any questions that you got question marks over, or you'd love Solomon to answer, whack them over. Right, let's go back here now. That's the end of the promotion.
Think about it, because it's really going to come down to a lot that we still don't know, but whether or not it is potentially material to the defense. And that's really what I think is really important about this discussion. So before we jump in, hit that like button. So anybody else that's out there that's waiting on this video, it'll pop up on their homepage on YouTube so they can come and join us as well. So we can kind of talk through these two major Kohberger issues together. Oh, and then at the very end of the video, for anybody that wants to stick around, we are going to announce the winners of all of those 250K subscriber giveaways. I've got a full list of everyone's name that won. So if you want to stick around, if you tried to win any of those, if you're a subscriber, then you had a chance to win. So let's get to it here. So where did we even get to this potentially planted DNA evidence? Well, it's been referenced in some of the filings, so I want to bring one of them up. This is the reply in support of the motion for protective order. The state trying to protect or stop Kohberger from getting some of this DNA evidence, specifically the IgG information and how they built the family tree and how they got to Kohberger with the DNA. So let's read this paragraph first to start. As best the state can tell, the defendant is not asserting that B or C apply to the IgG information, and B or C reference above. This is the only way they can get the information. A is our material to the preparation of the defense. That's the big question we're trying to answer. B and C are intended for use by the prosecutor as evidence at trial. Seems like they're not asserting that. And even if they were, the prosecutor is saying categorically that is not true. Or C was obtained from the defendant or belonged to the defendant. Doesn't seem like they're asserting that either. I would agree with the prosecutor. The main argument for the defense is that this is in fact material to the defense. Therefore, presumably, then the defendant was attempting to show how the IgG information is material to the preparation of his defense when he asserted that someone other than the defendant may have placed his DNA on the K-bar knife sheath. So just that statement alone, which they cite the actual objection there. Someone else may have placed the DNA there. We know it's touch DNA. We know it can be transferred from person to person or object to object. We know that Brian Kohberger went to a nearby school. We know that he is in school even though he is older. We know that this is a party house. We know a lot of people in and out. Okay. So with all of that, I don't think that it is out of left field for the defense to argue that the DNA got there some other way than Brian Kohberger. So the word placed, I think, has a certain intent behind it, but I can place something down or accidentally place something somewhere. So it still could potentially be an accident. All right. And that is referencing their actual objection at page 4. So that to me doesn't have necessarily a nefarious implication that the touch DNA could have gotten there some other way than Brian Kohberger, which is true. It could have. Not saying it did, but it could have. But the state is at a loss as to how that theory supports a claim that the IgG information is material to the preparation of his defense. The SNP profile used in the IgG was created from the same DNA used for the STR analysis, and the state is providing the SNP profile and information related to the STR analysis and discovery. So it's like, it's all the same, Judge. Well, if it's all the same, why aren't you producing this? Because it's not all the same. If the defendant, and then here's the last sentence, if the defendant wishes to explore the theory that his DNA was planted on the K-bar knife sheath, he is free to do so. But the family tree created by the FBI has no relevance to that theory. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. First off, DNA planted. They didn't reference specifically where Kohberger's team said that, but they do mention that this may be a theory Kohberger's team may be going under, that this DNA was planted on the K-bar sheath. Now, it doesn't say that it was planted by law enforcement. I'm going through in my head all the questions I have, all the things people are asking me, basically boil down to, did law enforcement plant Kohberger's DNA on the sheath? I don't even necessarily think that's being said in this motion. It was potentially placed there by who knows or what, or it was planted there again, not specifically by law enforcement. Could have been he was set up or somebody else there, or he was the driver even, and they wanted to pin it on him. So a lot of unknowns, right? But if it was placed there or planted there by law enforcement or someone else, if that is the theory of the defense or one of the theories of defense, we're getting pretty far down the road as to why the IgG and the family tree created, in my opinion, would at least be material to the defense of the discovery period. That does not mean it's admissible at trial. But if they are going to with a theory that, let's just say law enforcement planted the DNA, that's the question I've gotten the most. If they are going with that theory, if law enforcement started the family tree with Kohberger and worked backwards, that could be material. If they did 15 family trees and not just Kohberger's, That could be material for a number of reasons. Number one, to show they weren't just focused on him. Number two, to show there might be some other suspects, which they do argue. But was Kohberger the trunk or the roots or whatever it would be, or was he a branch on the family tree based on some unknown profile? Or was his name put in first to build this family tree? Some of this information can come out in depositions. Some of it can come out in some other documents potentially. But if they're saying it was planted, if they're saying they targeted Kohberger, if they're saying that they wanted to make sure they got Kohberger, then how the family tree was built could be important. Could be, which is why it should be discoverable. My opinion. They make arguments that you don't get everything in discovery. You don't get everything done in an investigation, and that's true. And I got the question, well, can't the defense just say anything is their theory of the case, having no reason to actually believe that, and then they can get more investigation information and more discovery? Well, the defense has to actually have a good faith basis and a reasonable belief that this could be true or this could be part of their defense. Okay, so they can't just say it willy-nilly about anything. And when we're looking at this, what information do they have that potentially could make this a reasonable belief or a reasonable argument? Well, we have heard that there's no other Kohberger DNA anywhere in the apartment or on any of the victims. We have also heard that there's no victim DNA in Kohberger's house, car, or any other place Kohberger was. We've also heard there's no connection to Kohberger and the victims. Now, none of those things make this crime impossible to be committed by Kohberger. That's happened plenty of times where there's no seeming connection and they end up committing this kind of heinous crime. But if they're saying he's never been there, there's no other evidence of it, this is the only piece, and the reason this is the only piece is because it was planted, that is leading down the line of at least having a good faith, reasonable belief that this is a real possibility, and therefore they need to discover potential evidence around that theory of defense, which would make it material to their defense. Bodie, Peter, where would they get the DNA from him to plant it? That's a great question. Which is why I think timing of the family tree is important. What did they have at that time? What did they gather? It's very interesting. Like, the DNA stuff is very weird because it is the most damning piece of evidence. It is something in the probable cause affidavit that they said, even without this DNA analysis, we still have enough for probable cause. It's very strange. Who planted it is the $1 million question. Yeah, we may never know because maybe nobody planted it, right? Patrick, happy Tuesday. Peter and the Lawyer You Know chat. I've missed y'all lately. Missed you too, Patrick. Amber Am, why would they pick him to plant it? Another great question, Amber. Another great question. I have no idea. Maybe, so the only thing I could think is potentially there is pressure from the outside and the victims to get somebody. Maybe they found out he drove the right car in question and somehow they got his DNA or something was in the system, which it seems like it wasn't, and planted it. But I agree. I think that's a great question as well. And that's something you better believe the state's going to bring up if this is something that the defense wants to go with. Welcome to Sid and all the new members today. Melstar, anyone watching this Shaw Business trial? I have watched some of it. And actually, I am doing a video tonight on it that's going to post. That's going to talk about what's happened in the trial so far and dive. Let's take a look at the alibi that was.
Oops, I'm skipping some of that now because it's for your business and stuff. I don't really want to. I've heard enough about that from Sharon and Shara. Also, I've got to be quiet now. I've got my beautiful niece here, Jono. She's here as well. She's on the sofa with me. She's feeling ill. So she's opposite me, lying down because she's feeling ill. So I have to behave. Someone's at the door. Who's at the door? Someone's there. What? Two seconds. Sorry, someone's at the door. No clue who it was. Yeah, unfortunately. So that means that I'm going to be ill in the next couple of days. Panic something out. She's saying sorry to me because I'm going to catch it now. But it's all good though. The other nieces are all out there. And I go, "Oh, this one here," but she's interested in all this stuff anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's fine, but not swear too much in front of her. Right. Want to skip all that just to keep it more about Kohberger. So see what else is going to say.
Was presented. So this is the defendant's response to the state's alibi demand, because the state had to demand it to start this clock. Kohberger, by and through his undersigned counsel, hereby files this notice in response to the demand for alibi in compliance of Idaho Code 19519. So again, this does not say this is his alibi. This says this is his response to the state's demand for his alibi. Mr. Kohberger notes that Idaho Code 19519-4 preserves his constitutional right to silence as well as to testify on his own behalf. We're going to pause here, jump over to the Idaho Code 19519-4 so that we can see exactly what that says and how it may come into play here. Now, it's kind of hard for you to read, so I'm going to read it for you. And it's paragraph 4. This is the notice of defense of alibi, okay? So paragraph 4, upon the failure of either party to comply with the requirements of this section, the court may exclude testimony of any undisclosed witness offered by such party as to the defendant's absence or presence at the scene of the alleged offense. So what does that mean? That means if Brian Kohberger, in this notice and response to the alibi to the state, if he does not produce the documents, the materials, the witnesses, and their testimony that are going to support his alibi that he was not there at the time of the offense, at the location where the offense was committed, if he does not produce those by July 24th, by the time of filing this notice of alibi, then the judge may exclude. He may exclude those witnesses. Doesn't say must, but may. And I believe judges would allow it later, even though some people think that's unfair. But if it's a legitimate alibi and a legitimate witness that comes forward and be like, no, I saw Brian Kohberger walk out of his apartment at 8 a.m. that morning, and he was there the whole time, whatever. If some witness did come forward, I still think because this says the judge has discretion to allow it, that they still would. But at this point, the judge may exclude. However, the point referenced by Kohberger, this section shall not limit the right of the defendant to testify in his own behalf. So that right there, I think, is the part that Kohberger and his team are focused on. So we're going to jump back to their notice of alibi. And where it says he preserves his constitutional right to silence, but also to testify on his own behalf. Because regardless of what they say at this point, regardless of if they provide an alibi, the judge can block certain evidence of an alibi at this point because he didn't bring it forward. However, he is still allowed to testify on his own behalf. And why is that important? Because he can still take the stand if he wants and say, I wasn't there, I didn't do it, I was at home sleeping. That is technically an alibi that technically the defense has not noticed the state on yet. But because it's the defendant testifying, there is a carve out and an exception in the rule that they can still make that argument based on his testimony. And more. Mr. Kohberger stands firm on his constitutional right, as well as the statutory recognition of that right. Noteworthy is that an alibi, quote unquote, indicates a line of proof by which the defendant attempts to show that he could not have committed the crime of which he is accused because he was elsewhere at the time. A defendant's denial of the charges against him does not constitute an alibi. But as soon as he offers evidence that he was at some other place than that where the crime of which he is charged was committed, he is raising the alibi defense. So again, this is something that could potentially be blocked or excluded if you do not notice the state in the time period. Mr. Kohberger's defense team continues to investigating and preparing his case. Evidence corroborating Mr. Kohberger being at the location other than the King Road house. Sorry, let me try that again. Evidence corroborating Mr. Kohberger being at a location other than the King Road address will be disclosed pursuant to discovery and evidentiary rules, as well as statutory requirements. So they still think they have certain things that prove he was not there. So it is also anticipated that this evidence of alibi, may be offered by way of cross-examination of witnesses produced by the state, as well as calling expert witnesses. What does that mean? Are they going to have expert witnesses come and testify to an alibi that Brian Kohberger was somewhere else? To me, I think all this means is we're going to be able to prove through cross-examination and expert witnesses that Kohberger was not there. That touch DNA was planted, or it's not enough, or whatever. There's no other DNA. He couldn't have done this. He didn't have the knife. It wasn't his car, whatever. They just think through cross-examination and expert witnesses, they're going to be able to prove he wasn't there. Feels like a nothing burger and stuff we already know. But it also seems like they're not going to produce an alibi at this point, but they are still going to argue he wasn't there, which is fair. And this is how they can do it. Cross-examination, expert witnesses that, that's not his DNA or whatever, it was planted, whatever they're going to have an expert say. And then, of course, Kohberger's testimony itself, which we've been saying all along. If he is going to get up there and say, I wasn't there, that is not what becomes produced in a production of an alibi or notice of an alibi by the defendant. That would be, my wife was sleeping next to me the whole time, holding my hand. She knows I didn't get up. I have an alarm system. It beeps every time my front door opens. Check my alarm system. No beeps, no openings that night. I drive a Tesla and it shows it was parked outside my house, plugged in and charging, whatever. That would be corroborating evidence of an alibi that you were at your house somewhere other than where the crime was committed. So, no alibi outside of just the normal defense of a case. Not surprising, but interesting because they asked for more time and the judge allowed it. So tell me what you think about this. Does this change the way you think about the case? John, do a poll. Did you expect Kohberger to produce an alibi? And we're going to mean an alibi in addition to his own statements. So a poll. Did you expect Kohberger to produce an alibi? I just want to know kind of where the chat stands on this.
No, because if he had an alibi, a concrete alibi, he would have produced it well ahead of now. So exactly what he said, if it was a concrete alibi, like he was sleeping in bed with somebody else, or his Tesla was outside, he could tell, whatever, then that would have been given as soon as he got arrested. You wouldn't even be here. Do you know what I mean? So it was 100% he didn't have a concrete alibi, otherwise he'd have given it before now. It's not to say that he did it, but as I say, he might have been somewhere or wherever. So I don't know. But no, I didn't expect him to, because if he had a proper alibi, he would have done it the day he got arrested.
Ashley asked, Can you look into the Karen Reed case? I don't know anything about it. I have gotten a lot of requests for new cases, though. Jamie, I'm still believing that the upstairs victims were killed earlier and closer to the 4 a.m. The others were K. I don't know. I feel like in this case, I find myself saying I don't know a lot more than many other cases.
Agreed.
Trial time, Tammy. Where can I find the day in the life video, Peter? So all of this stuff has been a little delayed.
I'm not bothered about Peter, no offense. Right, let's see what is he going to speak about anything else? No, he's not speaking about anything else. I don't think. What's this at the end now? I love Tragos, but he just
won it. The Peter socks was Gloria autographed Adidas post.
right. That's what I'm saying. They're doing prizes. Well, it doesn't matter. So sorry about that. I got Carwin's here. Not sure, but one of my friends, a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, he was just here because his car was overheating, and he popped in, and because he did water. I was wondering who's here. Do you know what I mean? So that's where my friend. So I went and said hello to him. I haven't seen him for ages now. So I was like, he just had a new baby and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, so yeah, I'll put this in Discord if you want to watch the other bits of it. So that's Peter Trigos. Interesting. I like Peter Trigos. He's very good looking as well, but very intellectual as well. So that's Kohberger. So no alibi given, but was not, in my opinion, was not expected to give one anyway. And say that's just my opinion. Some of you might disagree with that, and some of you might think, well, if he can't produce an alibi, he's guilty. But I don't just think it's that simple. Do you know what I mean? And I can understand why other people will think it's simple, depending which side that you sit on. So, but on the News Nation one, they can F off because they're just spreading like all this misinformation. Yes, it's in the PCA, but we've come so far away from the PCA now. We know that the pings mean absolutely nothing. Now he could still be in the house and stuff, absolutely, but we don't know that yet. They still haven't given us any phone data, car data. Nothing. We've got nothing. So a car like his was in the area, but also it could have been another make. They've confused the makes of this car so many times, they changed their minds, and in the end, they just went with what Brian has anyway. So there's a lot of question marks up in the air. Now, if you are just like, well, all this is slam dunk, then I get it. There's a lot of stuff here, and if it's all true, then he's in a bit of trouble. But like with Coffin Duffer, ex FBI on Twitter, she was like, oh, once they get the car, once they do it, the FBI got the best agents in the world, best CSI guys in the world. Don't matter how many times you can take it to a professional cleaner, doesn't matter. We will still find blood. We will still find DNA. We'll still find everything in that car. And it comes back with zero. No, not even traces of it being cleaned thoroughly and stuff like that. So I still adamant, how did he do it if he has nothing there? And people say, oh, well, he was obviously wearing something. Yeah, that's fine. He was wearing something. But he's got to then go strip out with that thing. Where's he going to put it? And even then, there'd probably still be a little bit of trace somewhere. Anyway, we've been down this road. We can. I'm just trying to make people think. That's all. I get it. If you think he's guilty, you should never ever think he's guilty right now. If it's to do a poll, everyone should be like, he's innocent, because we've all got the right, as you can see from the screen. Hang on, as you can see, innocent unless proven guilty. So I think what Peter said there, I agree with him. He say there's so many questions here. I totally agree. Now, if their phone is found to be in the house at the time of the killing, if his car is doing the route that they're all saying, and um, you know, parking where he did and stuff like that. Fine. We just saw there one of the viewers said, "Oh, I believe that the two upstairs was alleviated ahead of the two down bottom or something." Well, fine. But how the hell did he do it in time wise? So there's a lot of questions here. There's a lot of questions here. Lots of questions here. So I don't think there's more with Kohberger. It is interesting because I heard, this is pure speculation, and I don't have anything to back it up. I didn't have a chance to look at it. I heard that, or I've seen it. I've seen an article, right, where the I'll find it. It's on Twitter. I'll find it. I'd rather get it right than do this wrong. And do what News Nation just done to us. I know it's with Sleuthy, I saw it. I believe so. Anyway, SL Sleuthy. Where is it? Okay, it's this. It is. Right, I'll share screen now. Everybody, yeah, rock your body, yeah, everybody, rock your body right. Share screen and you'll be alright. Okay, no, I can't get that right. I need to take my Twitter account. Oh no, I can't. What an idiot I am. I'm an idiot. Share. So, case number, response to state's motion to reconsider order staying time for speedy trial. So IDO, and then the defense made a response. The state's motion is concerned only with Mr. Kohberger's statutory rights to a speedy trial, though it never makes that plain. To be clear, there is no way to read a partial waiver of a something right, constitutional right, as a full waiver. See e.g. State v. Vasquez. Other jurisdictions use partial waivers of speedy trial. The state cites to State v. Landquist, wherein the court explicitly states that there is nothing wrong with a partial waiver for purposes of constitutional rights. So here's a proper response. Second, the state demands that the trial date remain where it is without a waiver of speedy trial. The state is free to take this position, but is one with consequences. It has long been established that a state may not impose a penalty upon those who exercise a right guaranteed by the Constitution. Constitutional rights would be of little value if they could be indirectly denied or manipulated out of existence. The state brought this prosecution and did so on its own timetable. Now that timetable must abide by Mr. Kohberger's constitutional rights. The state cannot cry foul when its decision post arrest make an October trial date untenable. Mr. Kohberger had a right to a fair trial, to defense, and to due process. Constitutional amendments, something. He is not required to give up his right to a speedy trial in this matter because the state refuses to provide him materials as to its generic genealogy search, and chooses the protracted litigation involved with a grand jury rather than a preliminary hearing. It is particularly ridiculous. Jesus, it's particularly ridiculous that the state claims the public has some stake in forcing Mr. Kohberger to either abandon his constitutional right to defend himself or permit this case to carry on as indefinitely as the state wishes. Either the public wants the trial in October or it does not. The state's position, a waiver of speedy trial, is its own. For the public, is to take any interest in this situation at all. It should be to wonder at the cavalier attitude the government has towards one of the fundamental rights secured to our citizens. Ooh. So that's Jay Logston, who did that, Chief Deputy Litigation Assigned Attorney. Ooh. He sent that Monday. He is just gone, hey, state, you do one. You do what we tell you to do. Ah, that's nice. I think Carwyn's gone, but that's all good. So it seems that the state are playing funny buggers, not giving the defense what they need, but insisting that the trial date, they get to set the trial date. But essentially, Jay is saying, well, hey, you should have laid all your ducks in a row before now. You're the one that put the timetable on because you arrested him on the 30th of December. You didn't have to. You decided to, without putting everything in place yet. That's your problem. We want all this before the trial. If not, we can have it. We can have a speedy trial. Or we can. Basically, he's saying that it's all in Brian Kohberger's hands, which, in fairness, it should be because the state, if they didn't have everything ready, they should have waited. I mean, easy enough to say, I suppose, but still, that's not a good defense. I agree. Oh, sorry. That cheesecake I had for lunch is heavy on me now. Oh, that's lovely. I've got a Morrison shop coming up between 7 and 8, so they just sent me an email said that everything's there, so good. Right, hang on. Okay, right. This is like a madhouse in the house today. No questions about Brian Kohberger. There's not. No one's chatted on it. So you all probably know all this anyway, so it's all good. Now, I will move on to another one. I'm going to do Boone's letter. I mean, I suppose everyone's seen it, but for those who haven't, I'm not going to do Boone's letter this second. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do this now. What I'm going to do. Hang on, let me just put this. I'm going to do this now. Now. There. Nothing like a party. There. We're going to unlock. Close that down. So, if you've all heard of it, Carly Russell, I'm hoping that this one gives us a fairly good insight. I've not seen the press conference or anything like that, but I'm hoping it covers it in here a little bit. Let's go and play. Oh, oh. Let's me play. Present. Share screen. Here we go.
For it's an update on the Carly Russell investigation, and that news conference is set to begin any minute now.
We are taking a live look at the podium there at the Hoover Police Department. We want to capture you up to speed on this case. We all remember when Russell disappeared for 49 hours, claiming to have been abducted. Hoover Police laid out her storyline that she reported, saying she saw a baby on the side of 459, called 911, and then that baby was never found. No one was ever able to corroborate what she told police.
I see the news conference is about to begin. We see Keith Sescaliba at the podium. We'll go to him now.
Garza will read a prepared statement that will provide an update in this case. After reading the statement, we will have time for a few questions related to the case.
Carwyn, did you hear me speak on Marion then? It does seem you're the only one here, but Lou said thank you. Sarah is always here. But in fairness, Sarah, it only says one viewer, so that's why Carwyn thought he was clever. Still only says one viewer, but Carwyn is here, you're here, Sarah. I'm not sure if anyone else is here then, so.
Keep in mind, this is still an ongoing investigation, and there are some questions we simply cannot answer at this point. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Dursis.
Thank you, Captain. Yes.
Good afternoon. Thanks to everyone for attending again today. I want to thank the members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carly Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing. We helped you determine where Carly was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today, I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carly Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carly to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carly as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carly, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
All right, with that, we'll take a few questions. As Officer Hale said, when I call on you, please state your name and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 100.1 FM Summit Media. Chief, do we at this time, or does the Hoover Police Department know the whereabouts of Carly Russell during that 49-hour period that she was supposedly missing?
Now, as I said the other day, was talking facts and everything. If I said anything today, would just be speculation. Actual facts, we do not.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBTM 13. Can you tell us what her motivation was for doing this, if you can?
I wish I could tell you. I think only Carly knows and maybe her attorney now. But again, the statement that we received from him does not indicate any.
Brittany Gio, WBRC, can you give us an idea of what charges you may be filing against her?
That would strictly be up to the district attorney's office.
David Lamb, CBS 42, can you update us so that there is a meeting scheduled for this afternoon with the family, or no. When is that meeting take place with Carly?
No, not a meeting with the attorney, not the family or Carly. We have a meeting scheduled with the attorney, and that will take place some point tomorrow.
And there is no meeting with Carly Russell or her family at this point?
Not scheduled, no, sir.
Sabrina Chapman with Fox 6. What's next to close this investigation?
Well, again, we want to talk to Mr. Anthony tomorrow and see if he has any more to discuss about the case. We'll certainly be asking if we'll get an opportunity to again interview Carly like we've wanted to since she returned.
Chief Stephen Quinn, ABC 3340.
Yes, sir.
Your reaction now, knowing that Carly has admitted that this was made up?
Well, I'm glad that we got this. You know, we certainly laid the facts out to you guys and to the national media that had a lot of interest in this particular case. The sad thing is that again, there were so many people that were involved, took this thing very, very seriously, and again, we wanted the focus to be bringing her home. She got home. We're very excited about that. It is what it is. The facts, I think, last Wednesday pretty much showed that we knew that it was a hoax.
Lisa Crane with WBTM 13. Do you know the expense you went to during this search? And if you don't have a dollar figure for us, just the how big it was for you guys?
Well, it was all hands on deck, and we don't have a dollar figure yet, but we're certainly working towards getting one, and not only ours, but there'll be other agencies that had a lot of support that they gave us and had monetary expenses themselves.
Jonathan, when JLR investigates, are the parents under any investigation?
As I said the other day, we were going to try to determine exactly those 49 hours. So right now, and anything's on the table. We still don't know what happened to those 49 hours, where she was. Did she have any help? We have no idea. I read the statement from Mr. Anthony. That's all we know.
Keith Mims, WAGG 16 Summit Media. Chief, let me ask you this. What do you think prompted or provoked Carly to do this kind of thing? And are there any kind of mental issues that the police department or the public should be concerned about, or just what?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's this is a very elaborate deal. I mean, when you talk about calling a 911 and being up on the interstate, again, it would all be conjecture. So really, I don't know. I was hoping that we'd have an opportunity to interview and we'd be able to ask her those questions.
Were any others involved in putting this story together for her?
Mr. Anthony, in his statement, says there was not.
Liviana Calmes, WBRC, Fox 6 News. You said that you had a meeting scheduled and it kind of switched into a statement. Did they give any type of reason that switched?
No, they did not.
Back here.
Aaron Llewellyn, WB Team 13. Just for clarification, Carly Russell is not in custody right now.
That is correct. That is correct.
Last question with David.
David Lamb, once again. So first of all, when did you actually see this letter? And second of all, do these admissions and the content of the letter
Right. That was the last question anyway, so it's fine. Let's take that down. Very sad. It's a strange case. Yeah, I got my feet up. That's why I'm. Yeah, I just don't know. At least she's taking responsibility. That's more than we get. Yeah, but is it a case she's taking responsibility because she's caught? I mean, everyone knows. Well, not everyone, but the police then put pressure on going. We know you weren't kidnapped. It's sad the lies people will tell. At least she has owned up. That's still a good thing because you're right. Actually, you are right because some people would deny it and deny it and deny it, even if there's all the facts in front of them. They still go, no, 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 no. But she's gone, right, okay, well, obviously, yeah, hands up, I did it. So, saw a thread discussion on Twitter as people going, what should she get? And people are jail time, this and that. Like, my stance on it was, I don't think she should get jail time. For a few reasons. I think she did own up to it. It wasn't as if it went on for, like, ages. But I think she needs a hefty amount of community service. Like super ton amount of it, plus court sanctioned, like no. We're coming to that now, Lou. I didn't know that. I will Google that now. To say where was I see I can't do two things at once. Therapy. She needs to be look, what gain is there going to be for her to go into prison for it? I think there's a lot more she can do. She's going through hell right now. She's got the whole world knowing she lied, and she's lost her job. She's got nobody. Her family, parents are the only ones probably. She's lied to them. The shame of lying to your parents. They believed her. That has got to hurt her so much. Oh, I hope it does hurt her that much. If anything, that's worse than being in prison. That kind of punishment. So let's try and turn this negative into a positive. Is my only thing. Now, do you always want to do that? No, because he wanted to deter people from actually doing this in the future, and or trying to do in the future to get away with it, and just think, oh well, I'll only get some probation or something like that, suspend the sentence. But I think this is a unique situation. I think she has issues, so let's look after those issues. That's just my stance, and I think not many people agreed with me. I think most people were like, no, she needs prison time. The only way you can do it is to deter people in the future is prison time. She can get therapy through prison. I get it. I don't know. I just think there's lots of issues here. So, right, let's look here then. Let's have a look here. Hang on, let me see. All right. Open. Right. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. Right, hang on. Need to get this here then. When was this? Oh. Yeah, you're right as well. Just been published. All right, let me get it on screen now. Lou is on it. Right, Rumble, are you okay over there? Yeah, still the same people watching. That's fine. All right, presents, share screen. Kevin Spacey, share. Right, well, so 7 counts, not 9 counts, from what it says in the title. Kevin not guilty on 7 counts of SA. See if I can do this and increase it. Kevin Spacey has been found not guilty of SA 4 men. After 12 hours and 26 minutes following the trial of South Walk Crown Court, the jury panel acquitted Spacey of 7 counts of SA, 1 count of causing a person to engage in obviously activity without consent, and 1 count. So it is 9 then. Okay, it's 9. Why did they put 7? Just to say 9. I know why they say 7, because the other two are different. Person to engage in penetrative SA without consent. 64-year-old has been on trial after being accused of saying 4 men between 2001 and 2013. From the get-go, the actor denied all charges, referring to the allegations as a stab in the back. The prosecution claimed that Spacey had allegedly grabbed 3 men by the crotch and had performed a sex act on another man while he was asleep sleeping in his flat, claim which the jurors rejected. One complainant alleged the actor grabbed his crotch while he drove him to a party hosted by Sir Elton John back in the early 2000s. Jurors were told Spacey allegedly grabbed another man's crotch like a cobra after meeting him at the West End theatre in the mid 2000s, following an alleged barrage of vile comments. Selton John was called as a defense witness, as a number of famous names were mentioned in the trial. He wiped tears from his eyes in the witness box as he told you that his world exploded when allegations against him first emerged on the internet in 2017. Spacey also told the court he would have sex all the time, described the prosecution case against him as weak, and claimed his victims were after money, money, and then money. There we are. I didn't even know his case was on now, Lou, to be quite honest with you. That's how far out of touch I am. Okay. Just looking at this here now. Yeah, I've not followed this case too closely, to be honest with you, so. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go out with this one. Yeah, it is. And that's why I didn't. So, this is where the argument comes in, doesn't it? Like, I didn't even know what was happening, Lou. So, on the one hand, I'm sure you knew and other people knew, but I didn't know. The integrity of the trial is never in question in the UK because nothing gets leaked. They don't really promote stuff, and the trial's never filmed. So, although we can't see in there, like there's nothing like America with all the leaks and stuff like that. I do obviously wish it was streamed, but A, I think is interesting, but B, I think it shows that transparency. I think that's the only thing we're missing is transparency. If they're able to show transparency and still have like the way they run it with nothing being leaked, but then the media takes over. That's the only thing. The media then takes over and it becomes like America again. That's the only thing. Once you insert cameras, the media take over and we're done for. It's annoying, but nothing we can do about it. And in some ways, is it better? I don't know. I don't know. Like saying all this, if Johnny Depp's trial was not filmed, if it was not on TV, streamed, sorry, so if it wasn't streamed and he's found not guilty, I think there'd have been uproar, people going, how was he found not guilty, blah, blah, blah. So maybe transparency of those streams and stuff like that is better and keep things quiet. I don't know. I'm just spitballing there, so. Right, Boone. 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 Boom, boom. Boone's got a letter out, handed to the judge, hand delivered on 21st of the 7th, 23, June 29th. She wrote it, that's back in 2023. Said, we got Boone's letter. We got Boone's letter. Here it is again. Right, so I got this from As the Gavel Drops. Again, if you're not a member, please consider being a member. If you need a link, just let me know so I can send you a link to their Discord. But I think most people here will be members. Right. Okay, here you go. So hand delivered. I hate this. Like I know this is 21st of the 7th, right? But imagine if this was the 1st of July she wrote it. It'd be like, well, was that the 7th of January or was that the 1st of July? What is it? Do you know what I mean? So just can we not just do it 21st/7/23? easier. So she wrote it in June 29th, 2023. Excuse me. And she hand-delivered it to the judge on the 21st of July 2023. Revisions made 20th of the 7th. Also made some revisions on it. Original not uploaded. Today, second attempt to make public, like everything else in my case, including all my other letters, freedom of speech, mine. Okay, so I expect this to be wild. So, all for your review, critique, judgment, understanding. In Jesus, try it. Clarify to become or make clear. Clarity, clearness, per the Merriam website dictionary. So again, this is coming from As a Gavel Drops. Where do I even start? Through, oh, hang on, let me get some water because I think this is going to be a long one. I might make it bigger. If I can, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. All right, water. Where do I even start? Question mark. Through the officer/inmate grapevine and a letter received from my fan mail, and usually the only way I find anything out regarding my case, since there is no communication underlined from my current attorney. Now, 10 weeks more of competence, of complete silence, and yes, my something attorney, my less, well, law, my something attorney, which I will clarify momentarily. I was made aware my last letter was featured on the news locally, realistically, meaning globally. Apparently, my very legitimate, lawful, real questions and concerns I asked and still caused a stir on top of the already engulfing whirlpool my care has become and made out to look like, which is not which it is not. Hence my previous question. From said letter, I'm trying to protect and maintain my truth, which no one knows, since no one else will, however I can, and keep some of the illicit ugliness at bay, mismanagement at its finest, in everything. Why wasn't I included at all? Why wasn't I asked prior to being highlighted so I would know what was said or asked or criticized so I could rightfully defend myself? What was so newsworthy? By riot including me, by not including me, it is unfair and adds to the assumption of what everyone wants me to end up being and thinks I am. This is wrong and also adds to the prejudgment of my case. All of the idiotic, all the idiotic theories, empty opinions, false accusations is all the ignorance words were known from all the pertinent private case details available to everyone except me, the defendant in my care. How can I defend myself? I can't. So everything gets meaner, more evil, corrupt, and out of control. Page 2. Jeez, I'm falling asleep here reading it. I believe this is what a trial is for, right? Question mark. The world is supposed to learn everything about my care during the trial, right? This is not justice or a system, right? All fairness has been completely removed, right? So, were any of my questions answered? Was anything at all clarified during evaluations, amendment violations, case sensitivity, protection, suppression? What's the video hit? Count reach now. All right. What's the video hit? Count reach now. My last letter, it was over 3 million. Too much. Too something does not that shareable income make for everyone? All right. How much does that shareable income make for everyone? Did anyone locate my attorney or discovery? In the meantime, here's a corner piece of my convoluted puzzle, all worded, wondering when he will finally be put. Hmm. Okay. Um. Also, a huge disentanglement of only an inkling of some of the misunderstandings and ignorance swirling around in my core. Before you try wearing my slides, know where they've been. Jesus. My attorney's 6. She has 6. When and or I've said numerous times in my previous letters, why not by choice. I'm on the 6th attorney. Here is some disability. So herein some clarity, so everyone can finally have some understanding why my slides are so worn, but most definitely walkable still. Jesus, I don't know so what I'm saying. I freaking hate packing. It's made even worse when none of my dumb clothes fit me. Fuck Jody, you are not fat, Jody. Let me just tell you now, you are not fat. I can tell that now, lady. Um, so don't call yourself fat because you ain't. Um, positive thinking, Jody. Positive thinking. Who's going on this trip? Just you and your son, or anyone else going with you? Anyone? I just look at this, Jody. Just you might have to buy some new clothes, which is unfortunate sometimes. Spoil yourself a little bit. Attorney, right? Okay, attorney 1, private. So dot name. Oh, Jesus, dot name, private. February 2020 to May 2020. This attorney sold me the world, promised exoneration, and supplied an overabundance of other continuous false hopes. So I would accept his offer to become my attorney. He had no idea what my care was going to be or was really about. Then he deserted me. Then he deserted me, his clients. Even night, something new. 2 weeks before my first scheduled trial, due to irreconcilable, freaking G, irreconcilable something different. Meaning I was not persuaded enough to agree with what he wanted me to say or do. I was not. I was not what happened. There was no trust. There was no strategy, and if there was, I was never included in on it or any innumerable amount of other. I'm struggling with this. I was never including any innumerable amount of other care defined details and questions left unanswered before go to trial. Right, hang on. I had the same problem, Jody. I hate packing inevitably. I pack things I end up not wearing wanted to wear and don't pack the things I wish I had. Yeah, that's a problem, Sarah. I'll be honest with you, that's a problem. Too kind. All the money goes on my son-in-law, my auntie for the short break. The other one is more likely to just be me and my boy. Most part of them, my parents make them. Oh, happy days. That's nice though. That's nice though. But I do get what you mean about spending money on your son. But they can't really do caravans no matter how posh the caravan is. Nice though. It's a caravan. So yeah, I remember going caravans when I was younger. So I love it. I still love it. Literally only going for a few days, but the weather in England, yeah, do you know the UK weather? Yesterday was gorgeous. Today it's raining. And at times it's spitting, times it's coming down, pouring down. And unpredictable. You have to pack the whole wardrobe. I'm only taking one suitcase for both myself and my son. Yeah. My husband and I do the same. All the money goes on 2 or 4 kids and what they want and need. We're both in desperate need of new clothes and shoes, but we don't want to spend the money on ourselves. Yeah, I think that's just My parents are exactly the same. It's actually quite funny because I've just given my father a host of clothes now. Um, I don't spend. I've got no kids. I got 4 nieces, but I don't spend on clothes hardly ever. Um, you know, it's weird, isn't it? I've not had a proper shop. I don't know, for clothes, but 15 years maybe. I mean, I odd buy the odd garment here and there, but I still got clothes that I was wearing 2003. That's, Jeez, that's like 20 years ago. 2003, 30, yeah, 20 years ago. I still wear socks from like 20 years ago. Busy washing clothes I want to take with me and unpack anything. Oh, jeez. Get packing, girl, get packing. Jodie, we're taking a trip to the beach next week before. Oh, you got time back. Jeez, when's school back for you then? Oh, yeah, August, aren't you? Glad you only back to. So, we're going to be missing you next week, Sarah P. I did not know that. Enjoy yourself, Sarah. You deserve a break. 10 pairs of. Oh, my days. All in one. He has a sensory thing. Comes to shoes and so he refuses certain trainers. Just broken up yesterday. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Probably my closest. Yeah, same here. I've teaching from high school, 27. Yeah. I've given a lot. Actually, last summer I gave all my high school stuff to my nieces. I've given my nieces. They like my stuff, and they just take everything. Like I got this top now because the alternate corner. That's the only reason I bought these because of that. Otherwise, and I've got some NFL jerseys. That's literally all I buy. It's weird, isn't it? Hey, sorry, showing your age now. You shouldn't post that. Showing your age. There's no way in hell I'm getting feet. Yeah. Chat, Sarah, if you come in here, I'm gonna kick you straight out. You go and enjoy yourself and forget about this nonsense here. I mean, obviously, unless you want a break, but I don't expect to see you whatsoever. You go, girl, enjoy yourself. Do you know what I mean? And go Thursday to Sunday. Oh, so you're both quite close. The next level needs to be something. I know. Yeah, I will. I'm not paying like $160 or whatever it is, $200 for stuff. I only do it when I see Vinted and they're like £10, like $10 or $15. So I will look one up though if it's a San Francisco one. Well, let's go back to this. Otherwise, I'm bloody hell. As before going to try, I felt he was sabotaging my case and um set me up for failure due to his amount of I just seen that corner of my eye. Hang on. It's not, but she supports them. And burn that Dallas Cowboy. I know, John, you weren't here. Oh, Saturday. I think it was Saturday. You weren't here. And Iris was here from Texas. And I was like, oh, would you support her? She was Dallas Cowboy. Oh, no. Was it then? Oh, no. Yeah. You were here for that on Friday. But on Saturday, we were all back. And I was like, I am not risking wearing my Cowboys jersey in case Sarah sees me. So I'm not doing anything. So I didn't do it. I'm only taking hand luggage for my Vicky in the Vegas. Makes back, yeah, but she's sister as well, So, bet you be getting stuff out there or nicking your sisters. We're in Texas. My husband lived in California for a time. You ever been? Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to do it then. She's going for a month, I think. Right. Oh, California. I'm sorry, California. Da 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 da. California. Never packing enough to check my bags with him. Yeah, I just take an empty case most of the time when I go to America and buy stuff out there. I buy stuff out there in America. I find them cheaper in a lot of places. All right, okay, come on. Micro amount of experience, which I found out after the fact and was not disclosed prior to the acceptance of his representation in my macro-sized care. Nonetheless, when we did meet to discuss my case and I asked for updates about any progress, he would start talking to me about his client in Colombia, his clown of a sister-in-law, his nephew going to water parks, trips he's taken, his regrets where he bought his gold sneakers, and many other unrelated, unimportant, time-consuming stories. All the while, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and why he's not answering any of my questions. Nothing was ever completed or accomplished or communicated. Building a thousand fires waiting and needing to be put out before making another to be left ablaze. I was always ignored, and in the dark, conjuring the dreadful perpetual question mark looming still over my head. So much, I prepared an 8-page packet for Judge Wayne C. Wotton to provide during both court dates, defending myself against my attorney's untrue, unresearched withdrawals. No one asked me, nor permitted me to speak my truth, to help him and the court understand my real concerns, along with um, all the carryover since day one. I was trying to avoid going through any of this again going forward. It has already been 2 to 3 years or 2.3 years. I'm wanted the judge to include me. And no, I have a side also in everything. Jesus. Plus, I knew Judge Wotton would be appointing my next attorney in hopes he would listen and appoint the most suitably experienced one accordingly to save time for everyone to progressively move forward. He must have been throwing darts at a dartboard, blindfolded. This attorney number one was/is untrustworthy, unreliable, unprofessional, with poor leadership skills, and extremely unorganized. He was unable to perform ethically, and as an adult, ignoring his client, misleading and deceiving. He didn't even respect me enough to speak with before his withdrawal to try and remedy or figure anything out to stop. I was totally. Hey, right, I got to stop here for a second. Right. Hang on, let me just hang on. Don't go anywhere. I was totally blindsided because of the magnitude of his inept and dereliction of duty as a result withdrawn from my case at the 11th hour after taking over 2 years with nothing I knew of but disappointment. I could have reported him to the Florida bar for legal malpractice. Full stop. Right. Let me just say, we have back here Sam. And what is Sam? Sam is a fucking sly bitch. Sam, you sly bitch. Where have you fucking been? Hey, I'm joking. It just got past 2 hours. Let's go. Now, Sam, I did go into RAs. I've been to RAs twice now to say good luck to everyone, good luck RA, and blah blah blah. Never once got a response from Sam. Never once. Never once. What kind of shit show are you running with RA? Samantha Terry, sly bitch, unbelievable. Hope you're well, Sarah. Hope you're well. So Sarah's one of my mods. If people don't know, um, honestly, she's a great mod here. She's fucking useless with RA. She doesn't welcome anybody. um, she might have just popped out. So again, Sarah, I've done well. Got over 2 hours. No, I'm joking. I've done it twice. I'm joking. It's so busy in chat, Sam. Sam, it's so busy with RA. Blah, 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 blah. I have done it though twice. I've been there twice now. I think last was it no Monday and today. But 100%. I've seen how busy it is in there. I'm only joking. Um, so and he just timed it perfectly. He came in and like literally it's 50 seconds to go before it's 2 hours. That's why I carried on reading because it's like, oh, I hope she stays. He's done very well. I have. But also, that's my only swearing today. Only when I see Sam and she's going in a bit. So I'm trying not to swear because bad news. I've gone back to being limited all the time again. So I am pretty sure that people are complaining now because I've been good. Oh, I don't like to. I don't like to. Thank you, Sarah P. I don't like to, Sam. I don't like to distract. I know you're very, very busy. So, I will next time. No, I'm joking. But it's all good, Tell RA you need to take some time off so we can get back here. Do you know what I mean? You guys have been too lazy now. You're never here now. You're too lazy, man. This is where the work is in this chat. I got no. You're supposed to be telling me who the witnesses are so I can pin it up at the top. I saw you do that with RA. So you do with RA. They'll do it here, they'll do you. Should we do it 2 taps? By the way, I am winding her up. I am winding Sam up. I know she needs to go, so I'm not gonna obviously keep her. But it's lovely for you to pop in. I really appreciate popping in. Send my love to everyone. I'm not seeing toxic or anybody today, so just send my love to everyone as well. Exactly. Take care of yourself and see you soon, all right? Sam, thank you. See you later. Right, a bit more water, guys. I will go through this one again. Hard work here, you know what I mean? Bye, Sam. Say hello to everyone for me. Right. Now that lazy bitch is gone, we get back to it, working again, do you know what I mean? Fucking Sam. Bye, Sam. Love you. Right. Where were we? Legal malpractice, right. Exhaustion 1. Ooh. I'm also still waiting on him to release all of my case files and documents. Okay. Obtained and acquired during his representation, including well over 100 pages of my handwritten notes and information, which is irreplaceable. He's still not helping. Him no longer being my attorney was not my choice. Attorney number 2, and number 3, and number 4. This is like blind date. And behind number 1, we have Chris from Liverpool. And number 2, right. They were from May. Oh my days. She had 3 public defenders between May and June 2022. Wow. Judge Wayne C. Wootton and the court repeatedly pointed to be public defenders without any research or care. 3 of them. And after I continuously explained to each and tried to the judge slash court, they could not represent me due to their representations of the descendant We've done our homework, I was told. I received 3 withdrawals, none by choice, definitely not systematic. Attorney number 5, conflict appointed by Judge, Court, June 2022, July 2022. Geez, upon our first and only meeting, the citizen expressed his mass confusion why he was appointed by Judge Wootton, as he was leaving for a teaching job out of Orlando within the week. I learned more from this attorney in one meeting regarding my case than all prior combined. It was extremely disheartening he could not continue representation and set the bar going forward, especially regarding honesty and respect. I received only 2 letters from him. Introduction, withdrawal. He also did not know where any of my discovery was or notes. Now 5 attorneys later, not by choice. Attorney number 6, conflict appointed by Judge / Court, July 2022 to present. 1 year mark. This is confusing. 7th of November or 11th of July? And I'm going to go with 11th of July. 12 months, 365 days, 52 weeks. Summarized. 8 total months, 240 days and counting, were with absolutely no communication in any form, completely inactive. A total amount of hours as court-appointed attorney, over 8,760 hours. Total time met with client, with Sarah herself, 6 total hours spent with client. Total times met with client 6 times. Total hours spent with the client 7 hours. Total phone number given to the client from attorney 2, numbers that work 0. Total time speaking to client via phone 0. Total number of 15-minute videos visits with client 4. Total number of letters sent to attorney trying to communicate 8. Total number of letters to the judge trying to communicate my unsuccessful communication with the attorney in hopes he would communicate with him to communicate with me 7. Letters to the other party to communicate 3. Total times in court 3. I was an accepted withdrawal to carry over and over. Last time I spoke with saw my attorney, May 18, 2023. Where is the progress of after entire complete year? After one entire complete year, unknown. Everyone, please look on the Orange County, Florida clerk, something of the court's website, and see for yourselves. Am I looking at it wrong? Reading the contents incorrectly. Mass majority of work seems to be from my correspondence. If not my letters, there's minutes, some live to view from my non-progressive, lackluster court dates, stating the same information and same continuances, and of course, more of my comments, concerns, or questions from any. I don't just sit there, edited like my case. Jesus. I felt it's important also to communicate to everyone, so you understand the undertaking it is for an inmate to attend court and why it is so important to me to have progress report to make the day count. We are woken up at 3 a.m., taken to a holding cell and wait plus 4 hours, then taken to the courthouse and put in another holding cell for however many hours until court time. For only a 5-10 minute opportunity in front of the judge to say anything, if at all. Then taken to another holding cell for however long, transported back to another holding cell, wait however long, then taken to another holding cell, then back to our dorm. Most court dates are court days, spending between 8 to 14 hours for little to no time to speak. It is important to me /us, we matter, hence my letters. Wait until what will be said for this one, I wonder. Like Lois like Lois looking to the skies for Superman, I'm hoping /praying for an attorney set up and truly represent me with honesty, intensity, understanding, respect, and perspective. When they introduce themselves, they can me also, the real me, properly, not the Frankenstein monster I'm being so wrongfully and incorrectly pieced together as from all the propagandized, lucrative defamation and attempted destruction of my character and still intact integrity. Clearly, also everyone can see all of the aforementioned information regarding my attorneys was not ever a strategy of mine, nor will be. Is it a strategy of the judge and court? Question mark. Judge Wootton, will I be included, please, in the upcoming status hearing prior to my PTC, which is also the 1 year mark of attorney number 6 on 11th and 7th, 23. Will I be permitted? I was not. Attendance from you, like all the news channels and professional YouTubers. I hope I finally see my attorney, who I'm sure she'll tell me, as you so graciously explained to me in my last PTC, I was made a part of consuming my minutes of your invaluable time that you and he have other clients. I'm a client and have been for over a year. This is and paid tax dollars to until all of my available resources, including and not limited to state government attorney appointed by the court. And you will always have clients. You never know when you may come one yourself. Please do not discredit my truth. I am who, not what. Respectfully and diligent. Sarah Boone. Oh my god, I'm tired now after reading all that. I regret reading that. I'm like, oh, I want to sleep now after that. That is. Well, I didn't know she had 8 or 6, sorry. So I didn't know that much. On TV. That's news to me. That is news to me. Okay, there's a UK one here. Let me entertain you. Look at everyone. Sarah and Jodie going on holidays. Nice. It is nice. It's my nice little holidays. Oh, right. Here we go. I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to see. Right. This is one I wanted to see. Right. So moving on now. We're moving on, moving on, moving on. Oh, moving on, right, moving on. Right. Exhausted. Well, I'm tired as well. I've not been sleeping well lately, and after reading that, I'm just like, and after a large lunch, dessert, I'm just like, moving on, right, moving on. Right. So Megan, Ibarich. I want to show this. Nothing can happen. Ooh, moving, moving, moving like a room, moving. Moving like a rainbow. Let's pause it for a second. I got a couple of videos to play here, so I'll.
19 years ago, I was placed into the arms of the first man to ever love me. The man I'm lucky enough to call my dad. Growing up, he became so much more. He was a storyteller, a tooth fairy, a friend and hero. But through it all, the one thing that never changed was that he was mine. One of the biggest things overlooked in this case is that me and my siblings lost our dad too. That loss has severely broken us. My little brother was diagnosed with severe depression, and at his age that will probably take over most of his life. He wasn't allowed to say goodbye to my dad. He's 15 and not only has to live with that scar, but at the same time.
Well, if we don't see, have an amazing time in Dallas. Thank you very much, Lou. As always, love seeing you here. Catch you soon. Bye bye. Kimmy. Kimmy. Hello, Kim. I wasn't sure. I feel like she intends to throw something at her dad, but I don't think she intends to hurt him like she did. I only watched a little bit of this. Have you seen, Sarah? Have you seen the result of the verdicts and stuff, as in sentencing? Have you seen it? If you have, don't spoil it. I know it, but we'll watch it all now. Hello, Kim. Have a great trip. Hi, Kim. Hello, loves.
Has to watch his big sister wait to come home. My little sister is still traumatized from having her car surrounded and her sister taken away. And worst of all, until the police blurted out our dad was gone, we had no idea. She too was kept from saying goodbye and is also struggling as she watches me go through this. My mom lost him too. Nobody sees that, but that's true. They were in love once. She mothered his kids and she lost him. And then there's me. It's almost been 2 years and I haven't been able to mourn. I refuse to think he's gone because no part of me can handle losing him. Those first few days when I moved back in with my mom, I couldn't sleep. Some nights she'd wake up and find me crying on the bathroom floor. And every night I slept with a picture of him and I. Losing has taken every belief of love, hope, and happiness and destroyed it. I am the best parts of him. I'm his daughter. But without him, I don't know who I am anymore. He was my reason, and now every day I battle with self-harm. When I was younger, I'd count the days until I could live with my dad full-time. And when that day finally came, for the first time in my life, I could finally exhale. He was my best friend and the person I talked to about boys, the one who knew every single thing about me, and my favorite person to laugh with. My dad has always been the one constant in my life. That alone, and that created an unbreakable bond between us, and no one, not especially Mr. DeSantis, can take that away from me. I never got to say goodbye, and that's a scar I'll never be able to lose. I get so scared that he thinks I didn't love him because I wasn't allowed to be there and hold his hand. Of all the fears in life, that shouldn't be one of them. Nobody even wants to talk about him. Like we're just supposed to move on, but I can't. That's my dad. If he's gone, and no matter how much I beg God, he's not coming back. He taught me so many things in life, but the one thing he never taught me was how to live without him. I don't want to learn. I just want my dad. Austin let him give up. And it's not fair that Austin abused my dad both mentally and physically and still got to be the one at his side. Look what it did. He gave up. He would have fought for me and he'd never leave me. Every single day, I'll pretend I'm in a coma for one of my suicide attempts. And then one day soon, God will wake me up and my dad will be there waiting for me. But there's no waking up, is there? It's wrong. That's the one thing that gets me by. A belief that's not even real. A hope that's supposed to defy reality. But that's all it is, though. And one of the worst ways to cope. And now it's mine. On October 1st, I woke up only to find my dad drunk. Yeah, it was disappointing, but I understood why he was. Those last few weeks were hard on us because Austin was moving out, and we weren't ready for that. Those last few weeks, I self-harmed, so who was I to be mad at my dad for his way of coping? Yeah, I whined and complained, but it was no different from any other time. He kept falling asleep in the middle of me complaining And when I yelled Dad, he wouldn't wake up. So I tossed some bread at him because he pees in bags and puts them on the floor, and it leaked that day, so I couldn't get to him to tap his leg. When he didn't wake up, I tossed some lightweight things at the end of the couch so it would vibrate and wake him. I never threw water, but I knew why the couch was wet, so it was easier to lie than to admit your dad makes himself. He did wake up though, and we talked it out. And although Mr. DeSantis would like to theorize on his consciousness, my dad and I both have said that we talked it out, and we don't leave angry. I would never and have never hurt my dad. I am not my brother, and I'd like to point that out. That my party wasn't a big deal. I'd already celebrated, and if the hotel didn't work out, me and my friends would have still hung out. The only thing that excited me about turning 18 was that I was finally old enough to hold the puppies at the 12 Oaks Mall. You want to know how I spent my birthday? My dad woke me up with cake and my favorite foods. You know why? Because he's a good dad. Yeah.
If you see, I'm not sure if I can play, but see this woman here? Every time she says anything, she's just laughing and going, yeah, whatever, shut up. You put your eye on this woman here, blonde woman. She's literally like, no matter what she says, she's like, oh, you're lying. Who the hell is she?
I had his problems, but he was human. And just like humans, he felt pain and coped with it. He was going to get better one day. I believed in him, and now I don't even get to see that day. One major thing I'd like to point out is that my dad told the police and my brother, I didn't do it. And only did that change after being alone with Austin, who admitted he told my dad that's not what happened. But how would he know? So when Austin didn't like the truth, he changed it. But he can't change my truth. Not this time. The evil are ensnared by the transgressions of their lips, but the righteous escape from trouble. Proverbs 12:13. Although my attorney didn't provide an alternate theory while defending me, it's clear that in the discovery where there were other people who weren't being truthful and should have been questioned as well. And you'd think because one of my brother's hobbies is hurting my dad, he would have been questioned. But all it took was for my brother, who at this point changed the truth, to point the finger at me. In the police video, if you pay close attention, you will find that I only agreed to the things they said first. Just like my brother, I'd do anything to protect my dad and the possibility of self-harm, even lie. And I apologize for those lies. If I knew that a simple lie would ruin my life, I would have closed my mouth. We all learn at some point. I wish more than anything I would have testified at trial, but I can't go back, and I can only fight my butt off right now. This whole time, the prosecution has tried to make me look like a monster, but that's not me, and it never was. The real me is the girl who laughs a little too loudly and loves a little too hard. The kind of girl who sees the best in everyone. I babysit kids for moms that can't afford much and volunteered at Vacation Bible School. I was on the soccer team and performed in the choir and musicals. And my favorite thing is when my dad would wake me up in the crack of dawn to show me the deer in our yard. I'm a good student and sister, but most importantly, I'm a good daughter. I was the only one who took care of my dad, even though it was hard. It made me feel loved and needed. My dad was proud of the girl I was becoming, and even now I know he's looking down from heaven, proud that I've been strong enough to get here. He's strong enough to still fight. I didn't just lose my dad, but I lost my big brother. And this whole time I've tried to hate him for what he did, but I can only forgive him. And I hope he knows that I'll always love him, no matter what. One of my biggest fears moving forward is that people will think that I'm some monster, something I'm far from. Mr. DeSantis so badly wants to take away my future without a care for the past 17 months. I sat and faced some of the hardest punishments. My great uncle died, and again I didn't get to say goodbye. My brother needs me, and I can't be there to help him. Greatest of all, I have to live in a world where my dad is not it. I have to live with the fact that I didn't even get to say goodbye or I love you. That alone is a lifelong punishment. And no matter how Mr. DeSantis tries, he can't make me something I'm not. My one question is, what gives anyone the right to judge without knowing what's in the heart? As I stand here, I'm being judged without being known. The prosecution's job is to make me look bad, but he himself doesn't know me. What part of me makes me a monster? Is it the kids who teaches kids? Is it the girl who teaches kids about God? Is it the girl who every year for her brother's birthday threw him a surprise birthday party just so he'd remember I loved him? Or is it the girl who quit her job to take care of her dad? We as humans spend our whole lives judging others without knowing anything about them except what others say. But when will it stop? What gives us the right? You know how many people stand up and get persecuted only to be found guilty, yet years and years later are actually found innocent? Those mistakes ruin lives. I want to be the change. Since I've been in jail, I've taken the time to mature and find my strength. I've learned a lot. I've met people with stories like mine and others who are given second chances. I spent the past 17 months in the crazy people pod because my close friend can't move for security reasons and I refuse to leave her side. She's been my rock and the only person who keeps my dad's memory alive for me. One of my most memorable accomplishments is that I read the whole Bible front to back. It's crazy what someone can accomplish when you put your mind to it. I have so many goals in life, and I need your help to make them happen. I'm 19 years old. That's not a lot, and I don't get in trouble. I have my whole future ahead of me. I want to go to Hope College with my sister to get a degree in psychology and then transfer to SPSU for marine biology. One day, I'm going to open a marine rescue and rehabilitation center. We're along with helping rehabilitate marine life. I will set up programs to help kids with depression or troubled kids who need a good outlet find a purpose through giving animals their purpose back. I know it sounds silly, but it's my dream. I want to change the world. My future isn't just about me, though. It's about my family. It's about the little boy who needs his sister. I want to watch him grow up and have his first girlfriend and to make Eagle Scout. It's about my sister. I've already missed milestones of ours. And more than anything, I want to be by her side again. I want to be there to remind them about her dad and who he was. It's about my grandparents who aren't getting any younger, who constantly have health problems. I want to spend time with them while I can. For them to see me marry my boyfriend. I don't want to lose any more goodbyes. Last but not least, it's about my mom, who's become the reason I'm still strong. I lost my dad, and now I've been giving an everlasting fear that I'll lose her too. It's not just about my life on the line, but theirs too. Please don't take me away from them. They're all I have left. More than anything, it's about my dad, who believed in his daughter, who's looking down from heaven right now, giving me the words to say. I'll forever live every day for him. And one day, when I change the world, I'll look up to the stars and finally say, we did it. Your Honor, a while back, I had the chance to watch you give a boy named Armani Jackson a chance. And it stuck with me because he was around my age. And like me, he had dreams of college and a future. You cared enough to ask him about but more importantly, you cared enough to give him the chance to go make those dreams too. I've watched as you've given so many people chances, and some who may not have deserved them. And once upon a time, you dreamed of being a judge. And part of me believes it's because some people deserve another chance. You've accomplished your dream, and I guess now I'm asking for you to help me accomplish mine. In a world full of wrongful judgment, I'm asking you to be the change. To believe in me the way my dad did. I'm gonna ask for the lower end of my guidelines, but even lower, if possible. I'm not a threat to society, but an asset for the future. When I get home, I'll finish high school and start college. I'll get a job and go to therapy. I'll change the world. It's not just me you'd be giving a chance, but all those people who wrote you and all those people out there who support me. This isn't just me anymore. Please be my miracle. If you try my heart, if you visit me by night, if you test me, you will find no wickedness in me. My mouth does not transgress. As for what others do, by the word of your lips I have avoided the ways of the violent. My steps have held fast to your paths. My feet have not slipped. Psalms 17:3-5. I pray my words mean something. I pray that you bring me up. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, that was quite impactful. Um, so this is the sentencing.
Taking care of the parts that will power your big adventures. Find, fix, and save. That's the eBay way.
Come on. Is she claiming abuse? No, I think so. I don't know what she's claiming, but that bloody woman. Which one? The one behind you, mean? I thought that was very, very good. I thought the judge as well. Yeah, you can see it now. I'm gonna play it now. Yeah, I didn't like that woman. She was smiling. I hope her smile's wiped off her face now. Here we go then. This is it. I thought she spoke well there.
Ms. Amirowitz, case number 2022-281-519-FC, harmful devices, irritants, unlawful possession or use causing death. And with regard to this matter, the court has reviewed the PSI, it has reviewed your compass score and your prior criminal history. The circumstances that you have endured during your adolescent life are somewhat detailed in the PSR. The report indicates physical abuse and attempted sexual assault by a friend of a sibling, which was not addressed by your parents. Your adoptive parents separated when you were 8.5 years old. You endured both physical abuse, and while you indicate that you were raised by both of your parents, the court does recognize that your father was a severe alcoholic. His disease could not make him a fit parent, and he always put you in harm's way. Your childhood was lined with abuse, the inability to grow mentally as a child. Your only criminal history was driving offense that your father was unable to drive you. The PSI indicates that he would pick you up while intoxicated and that you had to quit your job to care for your father. Your father described you as an angel, making it clear that you do not have malice. It is clear that your father's addiction and the denial of his addiction alienated his family. Your parents divorced when you were approximately 8.5 years old. Your younger siblings could not endure visiting your father anymore. Your younger sister testified that the last time that she was at the house, she shared a bathroom with your father and that there was vomit in the shower, in the sink, and toilet paper all over the bathroom. The first responders could not attend to your father because of the filth inside the house, that it was not fit for habitation. Garbage bagged and unbagged garbage filled the home. The home was infested with visible fleas and bugs, and the PSI describes plastic bags filled with urine near the couch. Your mother testified about human feces around the couch as well. There were several animals in the home and food containers and debris throughout the house. Your father indicated that he set off a bug bomb the day before the incident but failed to vacate the home. Your father's disease clearly created a cloud of deception and denial, according to Conrad's statement to the police, that he consumed a half a bottle of Smirnoff Ice and that he was napping, not intoxicated. This is inconsistent with the medical information of a blood alcohol level of approximately 0.3. Your mother, your younger siblings, and your other older brother all left the home, leaving you with the daunting task of caring for your father. The denial of the disease from your father and your brother's belief that your father was not an alcoholic weighed on your shoulders. The mental health that you suffered started to decline when you were 10 years old. You struggled with suicidal idealizations. You've been diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety. You were hospitalized multiple times, most recently around your 16th birthday for a week in Harbor Oaks Hospital. You completed 11th grade and you begun your senior year of high school at Brandon High School. Your senior year should be filled with excitement of being a child, celebrating your accomplishments and completing high school and planning your future. You did not have the luxury of being a child, as you indicated that you had to be an adult in the house. This is a serious crime that you have been found guilty of. The court does not believe that a child your age knew or understood the consequences of throwing the items at your father or the damage that it would cause him. At the time of the incident, you were barely 18 years old. You were 3 days past your birthday. It is clear that your brain is not developed. The United States Supreme Court in Roper versus Simmon, a 2005 case, recognized that juveniles have less culpability and are less deserving of the harshest punishment due to the inherent immaturity and vulnerability. Graham versus Florida, a 2010 United States Supreme Court case, recognizes the difference between juvenile adults in terms of the capacity for rehabilitation and change. Miller versus Alabama, the 2012 United States Supreme Court case, recognized the unique characteristics of juveniles and their brain development and decision-making processes, and how these factors should be taken into account when determining the culpability and appropriate punishment. There is a recognition of the cognitive and emotional immaturity in juveniles that are inherently less mature than adults in their cognitive and emotional development. The decision-making process may be more impulsive and may be more susceptible to external influences, as the court noted. Juveniles have limited control over impulses as their prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for impulse control and decision-making, continue to develop as adolescents. As a result, juveniles may have limited control over their impulses or actions as compared to adults. The capacity for change and rehabilitation, the courts want to highlight that juveniles possess a greater capacity for change and for rehabilitation compared to adults. And while adults' criminal behavior might be more fixed, juveniles are more likely and amenable to rehabilitation and positive change over time. The court held that the judges must have the discretion to consider the individual circumstances and the characteristics of the crime. The decision recognizes the significance of the brain development and its impact on the moral and legal culpability, paving the way for a more individualized and rehabilitative sentence for younger individuals involved in serious criminal offenses. This court is satisfied that you are unlikely to engage in offense or criminal course of conduct again, and that the public good does not require that the defendant suffer the penalty imposed by law. The court finds that the sentence must be proportionate to the seriousness of the crime surrounding the offense and the offender. The court recognizes that you have indicated that you have professional goals of becoming a marine biologist and that you plan to open a rescue for marine life after completion of high school and college, and that you would like to start a charity to help recovering alcoholics. With regard to this matter, the court is going to sentence you to 1 year in jail with 506 days credit. The guidelines are 75 to 85, correct?
51 to 85.
51 to 85 now. With regard to your sentencing, you are sentenced to 5 years of probation. I want you to understand that with regard to this opportunity, that if you are not successful with regard to probation, the prison term of 5 to 25 years is on the table. The state costs are $68. The Crime Victim Right Fund is $130. Supervision fees are $30 a month or $60 a month while on electronic monitoring system. You're to participate in the outpatient cognitive behavior program. You're not to use, purchase, or possess any alcoholic beverages or enter into any establishments that dispense them. You're to submit to alcohol and drug testing as directed by your probation officer. You're not to use any controlled substances without a prescription. You're to participate in outpatient or
I think she's cop smart. I don't even think she realizes what's happening right now. I think she's like, what does all this mean?
Residential substance abuse treatment is directed by your probation officer. You are to participate in mental health treatment. You are to complete high school or an adult GED program. You're not to have any assaultive or threatening behavior, and you're not to possess or use any firearm or other deadly weapon.
You still look at going, I don't understand it.
The court is going to put you on an intensive probation program with regard to the probation. There to be no violations with regard to this matter. The court recognizes that you have already served 506 days in the jail, but I do not take the charge lightly, and I want to ensure that what you're doing with your time that you're using to help better things for yourself and for other people. Do you understand? Mr. Sanis?
Your Honor, I do of course have to object. I do not believe that that sentence is proportional, which is the measure here, or reasonable. It believes from your statements that you consider things like your employment or desire to have employment, a lack of criminal history and minimum culpability based on some of the factors in Miller v. Alabama, which I understand, but in People v. Daniel, 207, Ms. Shap 47, 1994, those three things, employment, lack of criminal responsibility, and minimum culpability, are not unusual circumstances that overcome the presumption of a proportional sentence within the guidelines.
And with regard to the proportional sentence, thank you. I do note your objection with regard to the proportional sentence. The court is satisfied that this child has not had the upbringing that she does have the capacity with regard to change and with regard to being able to reform, and that her mind is able to do good things. And I have indicated for the record that with regard to the sentencing, that I have considered whether or not she has a criminal culpability or crimes that would continue to be committed. I have reviewed the pre-sentence investigation report. I have looked at everything in this case. I sat through the trial, and I am satisfied based upon the information that I cited that she is not a threat to society, although I am going to have the intensive probation. And I'm going to allow her to get on track and get back some of the years that she has lost as with her history. So the court is satisfied with regard to the proportionality.
May I request a GPS tether in home confinement for the duration of probation?
For how long?
I would say for the duration of probation.
For 5 years?
Yes, Judge. Someone died horribly. And I also want to note, Your Honor, that there in excuse me one second. In People v. Anderson, 298, Ms. Shap 178 in 2012, a defendant's parents were severely burned. The trial judge there deviated upwards, finding that 25 points didn't adequately take into account the prolonged pain and suffering of the victims. And they found that as a reason to depart upwards. And I think in this case, we have exactly the same circumstance. So I want to put on the record.
And what was the burn in that case?
I was an arson judge, so I believe it was a fire burn.
So it was an intentional setting something on fire.
Yes.
I'm satisfied with regard to the proportionality, as I stated with regard to this matter. This is a child who I think has the ability to be, to have a good life and to be a contributing member of society. I do note your objection with regard to the tether. Mr. Miller, I'll hear you with regard to the tether.
Your Honor, with regard to a tether, I've got no problem if you want to keep track of her. I object to the home confinement. You want her to get schooling, you want her to get counseling, you want her to have a job and move forward. I believe those are all important things. Home confinement is not going to let her do anything with regard to those. I would, if you want the tether to keep track of her, that's fine. She's been incarcerated for 17 months at this point. I would request, I don't see the need for the tether. If she violates, when she violates, she's going to be in major trouble. But at this point, I don't see a need for tether, and I strongly object to the home confinement. She needs to go out and get things going. She needs to get back in society. She needs to get counseling.
She needs a variety of things, and home confinement will not help.
Home confinement doesn't restrict someone from getting medical treatment. If she is going to be out, of course, we want her in therapy. But
Yes. I do want her in therapy. I also want her completing her education. I will give a tether. We'll do a review in 6 months with regard to the tether. The home confinement, I will give you a curfew. You're not to be out past 9 o'clock. So you'll have a curfew. And I want you to be immediately enrolled in school in whatever form, either in school or online, or your JD, whatever is the most appropriate. You can work with your probation officer on that. But you are to continue your education. I want you in therapy. I want your mental health treated.
Judge, can we also ask that she participate in a psychological exam and follow any requirements that they suggest, and that she sign a confidentiality waiver, and that she take any medications that are prescribed to her by any psychologist or mental health treatment facility?
Yes. Anything else?
nothing but the people, Judge.
Can I have a review in 6 months, please?
January 23rd.
I'm sorry, what's the date?
January 23rd.
21st?
January 23rd.
Okay.
At 8:30.
Judge, and by January 23rd, are there specific requirements that you are asking that she have completed, or do you just want to know how far her progress is?
I want her in the mental health treatment. I want her in school. So she should have made significant progress in school. I don't want there to be delay in getting into the school. She needs to be in the counseling. The mental health assessment needs to be done, barring some issue with regard to the scheduling. With regard to
this judge is fit as well.
any type of testing, I'll leave that to the probation officer with regard to drug and alcohol testing.
Everything.
Anything
Judge.
else? Anything else from MDOC?
No, Judge, thank you.
Anything else?
I have provided her appellate rights form.
Okay. Ma'am, this has been your sentencing. You have a right to appeal your sentencing. You have 42 days to file an advice of rights form with this court if you do wish to appeal. If you cannot afford a lawyer, the court will appoint one for you. Okay. I expect you to do good things, Mr. Merowitz. Okay. Carry on your father's name. Thank you, deputies. Thank you, everyone. Matters concluded.
Check you out properly.
Please rise.
So, yeah, the prosecutor was pissed, Kim. I mean, I can stand because it's like, wow, do you know what I mean? Wow. Now, I didn't watch this trial, so I don't know anything about it. I know a little bit, but not enough. But she's now been given a massive second chance. She asked for it, and she got it. So, it's up to her now. Do you know what I mean? Up to her. And it's not hard what they ask for. Go to school, get mental health assessments, get counselling. And she's got a probation officer to help her do all these things. It's not if the judge has gone, right, now you're on your own, go do these things. They're all set up for her. So, right, we'll see. We've got an interview here with her after her release as well. So we'll watch this as well now. It's not every day you see that. No, but you can understand why. You know what I mean? I think the minimum was supposed to be 5 years or something. So, anyway, so she literally got away
This is
with
in the
nothing.
sleeping father death case, as Court TV has exclusively obtained the moment that Megan Amirowitz was released from jail. Take a look at this. This happened Tuesday, just hours after a judge sentenced her to 1 year in prison. She got the credit for the time that she served since her arrest. Megan was greeted here by her brother Ian and her sister Morgan, as well as a family friend. And the timing of her release was such a surprise, our producer had to shoot this video on her phone for us. Mirowitz, as you remember, was found guilty of the unlawful use of harmful irritants, chemical drain cleaner that she threw on her dad, mixed it with water in the process, and it resulted in severe burns and ultimately organ failure and his death. Now, earlier, Mirowitz cried while she was reading to the judge her statement asking for mercy. And she shared with Court TV, get ready for this, Courty friends, she shared with us that another very well-known inmate helped her write the statement. Jennifer Crumbley. That's right, the mother of accused school shooter Ethan Crumbley. Yes, Jennifer Crumbley, who's still facing the pending charges, accused of giving her son the gun he used to do that shooting. Apparently, the two of them became good friends, best of friends in the jail. Who would have thought that would have happened? Well, Megan spoke to Court TV, giving us her reaction to the sentence and some insight.
Yes, she's back. The bitch is back. Sam is back. How you doing, Sly bitch? We're just watching the Marowitz thingies.
Insight into what
Oh,
happened the
it's
day
good, yeah.
that
Well,
she tossed
yeah.
those chemicals on her dad. Let's watch.
Tell me what your reaction was when tell me what you were thinking when she pronounced sentence.
I was shocked. I definitely didn't think that she was going to give me a chance, but I was praying for a miracle today, and that's what I got. I was really happy.
And why do you think you got the miracle?
I think that Judge Valentine is one of those judges that's going to give people chances. I think I got really lucky having her.
So tell me what you were thinking when you were giving your statement.
Honestly, I was just in the moment. I wanted every single word to be heard and felt by everybody. Writing that took months, and at the very last minute, I finally found the words. So to be able to get those words out meant a lot to me. A lot was riding on them. So.
Did you get any advice from anybody?
Yes. I have a best friend that's in jail, and she was with me through this whole thing, and she helped me with it.
And who is she?
Jennifer Crumbley.
Jennifer Crumbley, the mother of Ian Crumbley? And what advice did she give you?
She just told me to speak with my heart. She helped me write the things out that I didn't know how to put into words.
And what about, you also heard the letter from Austin and your Uncle Thomas. What did you think when they were reading that letter?
I was really angry because some of the things in there that they said about me weren't true at all. And I just wanted to stand up and make those corrections, but I was really hurt that my brother acts like he cares about my dad, but he's the one who hurt him.
The defense didn't offer an alternative theory. So what do you want people to know about that day?
I want them to know that I never threw any chemicals at my dad. I would never intentionally hurt my dad. And everything that was ever said about it were lies that I can't believe were told. And knowing that my dad tried to tell them that it wasn't me, I mean, I feel like in the end, my dad always knew that I was going to come out of this. And that day, it didn't happen the way that everyone wants to say it did.
And he protected you right up until the end, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me know that he loves me.
And how are you going to remember your father, Megan?
He's always going to be my best friend and the reason that I wake up every day. And no matter what, I'm going to live this life for him.
Wow.
Well, Kim, I've not seen this trial. So, gee, she's pretty as well. Fucking hell, all these pretty women. I've not watched the trial, right? But I understood it as she's always said she was adamant she never threw anything on him, as in that chemical stuff. That's always been her stance. She's always been at no. And well, from reading what the judge would say, not judge, what she said, her father even said she did nothing wrong. She's never. It's how I read it. I could be completely wrong. You might watch this trial. I don't know, Sarah. I know you watched it, but that's how I interpreted it after watching her sentencing and her letter that her father, up to the time he died, was adamant that she didn't do anything. I could be wrong though. I don't think that she did. Oh, did she? I don't know. What did she do? From my understanding, her older brother, who hated his father and was the one that was always nasty to him, was the one was it him that said that she killed him? I don't know. I don't know. I need someone to explain this to me. But yeah, I need someone to explain that to me. I don't quite understand it. Do not quite understand. I do not quite understand what's going on. What's going on? Where's the sly bitch gone? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Right. So that's Court TV. Where was that from then? I don't want to watch that again. Recent coverage. Okay. Oh, yeah, who's this Karen Reed then? Oh, let's have a look who this Karen Reed is then. She's still here, sly bitch. I always knew you were here. Just don't say anything. Do you go to RA's stream every single day then? Like, how many mods has he got? How many mods does he have? Jeez. What's the name? Sarah Reed. Sarah. No, Karen Reed. Karen Reed. Karen Reed. Karen Reed. Oh, Karen Reed. Karen Reed. Oh, Karen Reed. Hang on. Oh, I think I know it. 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 In Massachusetts, killing her cop boyfriend. Yes. So I do know this one. Sarah Reed. What Karen Reed? When is it going to be on then? Let's have a look. Okay, Strasbourg declines to step down. Right, as defense team alleges waning public confidence. Okay, I wanted to make it very. Okay, hang on. I'll open it here now. Okay. Okay, so he's got his pictures all in line then. I bet he's all women as well. Dirty RA, dirty RA. Actually, mine are all women as well. Dirty me, dirty me. Right, let me share this then as well. Karen Reed. I wouldn't mind covering this. Karen Reed case. Judge Beverly Canone declines to step down as defense team. Alleges waning public confidence. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I'm eating my own yawns now. I want the jury. Yeah, but how many women does he have? Yeah. How many women does he have? Dirty RA. Right. I want to make it very clear that I reject the notion that untrue and unsubstantiated rumors spread on the internet can force a judge to recuse himself from a case. The judge overseeing the court proceedings against Karen A. Reed shot down a request from defense attorneys to recuse himself on Tuesday, disputing claims that she has ties to people involved in the case. Alan Jackson, one of the well, if she's got ties to the case, then bloody get off it now. Just get off now, Judge. Don't be an arsehole, Judge. Don't be an arsehole, Judge. But Alan Jackson, one of Reed's lawyers, argued that there has been an undeniable erosion of public confidence in Judge Beverly Canone's ability to be fair in the contentious case. Jesus, I need to check my eyes. I had a thing to check my eyes today, which has drawn extensive news coverage and social media debate. Reed is charged in the January 29th death of a boyfriend. Boston police officer John O'Keefe. Prosecutors say she struck O'Keefe with her SUV while dropping him off at the Canton home of a fellow Boston police officer, Brian Albert, following a night out. Reed has pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree murder, motor vehicle manslaughter while driving under the influence, and leaving the scene of a collision causing injury and death. Lawyers for the Mansfield woman, Mansfield, I know where that is. It's not far from Foxborough, in Boston, Massachusetts, whatever you call it, has pushed an alternative theory that O'Keefe was beaten and that the homeowners and other guests conspired to frame Reed for his death. Tuesday's hearings were occasionally disrupted as unmuted spectators jockey to listen in remotely, marking the latest. Oh, you idiots! You spoil it for everybody. That this captured the public's attention. Carl Reed's judge pushes back on untrue. Okay, when's it going to be then, guys? That's what I want to know. When's it going to be? Also cited 2020 Venmo for a beach house rental. This year's. If you've got any ties to people, you should not be in the case. And doesn't the end of media circus on it? There's loads of, I might cover a bit of this case to do something. Did not rule out the motion Tuesday. Trial date is not due back in court on September 15th. A trial date has not been set. Okay. Drive-by like. Thank you, Young. Thank you very much. Shelley, drive-by like. I love that. Yes. And get your DNA on that like button, everybody. So thank you. All right, then. Right, so that one. I might cover this trial, but, because I'm like that. So, yeah, what else is going on? Like, so, what, right, hey, Sly Bitch, what's the Dallas trial like? What's it like? Is it, because obviously he said he's guilty. There's no question about whether he's guilty. It's whether he was sane or not, is it? I believe. I was going to cover it, but I was like, I think it's going to be quite a boring trial. So that's why I didn't cover it. I thought it was going to be boring. And obviously, all my mods are never here watching show business. Only Sarah's here. So I'm not sure what the Dallas one's like. So let us know what it's like. But the Boston one, I do want to cover this one. I might do a little bit more of a deep dive. When do I do it though? Maybe I do it tomorrow. We got nothing. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm full. I don't need supper tonight because I'm full from lunch today. So do I do a stream tonight, this afternoon for you guys? Me tonight. But what do I do it on? I don't know. Or do I just take a break? Anyway, just finish this and just take it easy because there's plenty of stuff on show business and all that. But yeah, that's definitely a trial I want to cover. The I can't say it. Massachusetts. I can't say that within 2 hours. Massachusetts. Massachusetts. MA. Massachusetts. I'm not even kidding. People might think, oh, why are you putting it wrong for? No, genuinely, I can't. Massachusetts. Sorry, I can't do it. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you want me, Sarah? What do you want me to do? Do we carry on or for a little bit more? What should I do? We've covered a fair bit of trials now. As in, Kohberger today we've done what's her name? That weirdo. That I've only got literally on the top left hand corner of my thing it says 2 people here. Sarah's one. Sly bitch might be. I'm not sure if she is or not. Kim might be. Like. So yeah, that's why I might just like it's pointless me carrying on if everyone's got other streams they want to watch. It's all about love, love, love. Du-du. Let's go on to Discord. Let's go on to Discord. Na 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 na. Let's go on to Discord. Let's go to on to Discord. Na 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 na. Right, we have this. No, wrong one. Empty that. Rumble. How are we, Rumble? Rumble, why do you not chat? Is there a reason why you're not chatting? There's 7 of you here, right? Why do you not chat? Is there a reason for it? Just lazy. I'm lazy, so I'll not blame you for it in Rumble chat. I literally don't blame you at all. If it's laziness, I'm with you. Because if I'm watching Rumble, I'll only have it on my TV. I ain't chatting. I just always wonder why no one ever chats on Rumble. Never understand it really. Up to you. If you want to keep on, I'll be here. If you need a break this afternoon, 1, 2, either way works for me. I'll have to go at 1 anyway. I have to go to my daughter to get registered for her classes. Well, that's made my decision. I am not doing a stream without Sarah P. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I will have to go about what the outright with the end, innit? I'm here. I'm just having a mare. Oh, we're all, as you know, I have a mare all the time because I don't know how to answer these questions on these one. If I could help you, Jody, I would. But I don't know what the forms are, and I probably still couldn't help you. It's true. Like, hey, I know that you're always here, so I'll do it. What is it? What's the forms then, Jody? Can we help you at all? Is it just school stuff? That means the sly bitch is gone. Sam. So can't read them, definitely do it. Right, yeah, that's what I looked at was where the oh no, I was talking to Bumble, wasn't I? Oh, Bumble are late to me now, yeah. Why do you motherfuckers don't ever chat? Oh, and also, right, if you don't chat, that's fine. But why do you never like it? Oh, one person's liked it, thank you. Why? Or why do you never follow the channel? Because I get more viewers on Rumble than I do here. Oh, here she is. Hi, excuses here. Doing paperwork, bullshit. Bullshit. If this was RA now, it'd be fucking flat out and chat going, hey, RA's the best, RA's the best. Oh. Joking, Sam, joking. No, I was only asking a question. You don't have to answer it, or if you do answer it, don't do in-depth one. What's the Dallas trial like? Is it all right, or is it? Because I thought it might be quite boring. What's it like? That's what I'm asking. What is it like? We're on break. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why you're here. If you weren't on break, no, it's fine. Yeah, DM, Joe, DM. That's fine. You DM. Yeah, we're on break. Yeah, well, I know where I stand. It's all good. It's all good. I got Sarah P, so it's all good. But you, fair play. I will, or honestly, fair play. He's got some very dedicated mods. I will say that about you guys. Let's be fair. It's every time I go in, the same people. Bam, 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 bam. We fly into it. Okay, okay, okay. Because he's guilty anyway, so it was a bit like, well, it's only to see if he's mental or not, isn't it? I don't know. But I know a few channels that are doing it, but yeah, it's been nice to have a quite chilled one here. Right, car and AP. Oh, that's what I meant to do is Discord. bloody hell. Sam keeps distracting me. Discord. Right. Let's go into as a gavel drops. Right. What date do we? Because there might be a trial starting tomorrow or something. Let's have a look. Let's us have a no. That's Melly. Why is Melly July 29th? What are we on? July 26th. That's bizarre. Hang on. Why have I got? Um, yesterday, 24th. Right? Okay. Jury selection underway for competency trial of suspected Davis stabbing deaths. Okay, let's visit this one and see what access denied. Mother, because of bloody VPNs. Yeah, access denied. What's his name? Carlos something. Carlos Dominguez, serial killer. Right, no, it's fine, Sam. Don't worry. You go piss off again. That's fine. Do one. And I'll see you soon, Sam. Thanks for popping in, Sam. Appreciate you. Probably pop in tomorrow or something. Catch you later. Genuinely, thanks for popping in, even though you're a sly bitch. Right, take care, Sam. Oh, Sarah, so nice. Just tell her, F off, Sam. Joking, joking. Fun one. Sorry, Sarah, keep this nothing. I want to see. I'm gonna have to stream on the weekends. That's the only time I get to see Sam is on the weekends because she does RA all week. So we'll do our best. You do your best. In fact, yes, actually, Sam's a bad influence. Every time she comes in, I swear. Right, let's Google this then. What is this? Carlos Dominguez. Right, I'm gonna have to Carlos. Dominguez. Let's see. Stabbing two men in Davis and wounding the third. Euro Spear in Woodland, California. So let me just see. Oh, clothes. I don't want to pay £1 a month. Oh, you. Why is all this like pay? Right, hang on. Let me go on YouTube then. Oh, Carlos. All right. I want to put trial in there. Trial. Okay. Oh, I don't think there's like a live stream for it. So I'm not sure if I can find out which court it's in. See if I can watch it from court. Live. Nothing. Live. Nothing. Whoa. Right. Woodland, California. Yeah, no, it's fine. I know it's raining here as well. Right. Woodland, California. Is that a court place or what? Oh yeah, courts. Right, okay. California States. Online case search. Zoom remote view live courtroom. Right. I don't know which one he's in. If any. If he's in any. If he's in any. Nope, not that one. Right, let me just see if I can find the bad boy. Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I bad boy? You bad boy, bad boy. Right, I need to find the actual person here, Carlos. Case search, yeah, okay. Okay, come on. Let's go. I'm going to try and do a portal here. Here we go. Right, search hearings, view court calendars. Right, let's go in there then. All type. Party name. Carlos. Oh, Rodriguez. Rod. Carlos. Oops. Submit. Submit. We got to do these and then to search the date to. Let's move another month and go 30th of August. Submit. Listen. Well, he's not in there then, is he? That's not good for me. What about us? What about us? Mm. Okay, let me trial. Say trial courthouse. Inquest. Your Law Superior Court. So I was in. Actually, I might be in the wrong one. Okay, maybe I was in the wrong one then. Court. Supreme Court. Fine. Okay. Docket search. What's his name? That's Carlos. Last name Domin. Who is Carlos? Search for party. Case not found. Well, yeah, I'm in the right place, but that's not good. Hang on, maybe this is why. UC suspected Davis serial killer car arraigned in court. Okay, so he's not fit to stand. That's why I can't find him. I should still be able to find him, but I can't find. Let's get out of that. Let's go back to the this bad boy. Right, 24th. That was Devin Gorter. Right, Gautier. Let's have a look at Devon then. Devon. Trial. We all love, we all sing. Confirmed date still stands for him. Hmm. Okay, maybe we don't want this anyway, but Columbus it's from. Courtroom. Right, so if I go here, open this up. Oh shit, really lost everything again there. Discord there, and I need this one up again. Here we go. Um, doesn't say. Okay, if I just go into the City Columbus then and just try and find it that way. It is Courtroom 4F. There's no 4s. Why? Oh no, there is. Oh no, there is, but there's no 4C, 4D. It's quite hard to find bloody rooms here. Right, okay. Media. Don't think we can watch it. How the hell do we watch it then? This is a nightmare. I don't want to watch it, but we can't. Oh, it doesn't seem like you can watch it, so. Why don't they just make it easier for us? I have no idea. Press the public records. Yeah, no, they don't make it easy whatsoever for us to find anything. What's his name again? Columbus trial. That's why, because it's delayed. That was 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So maybe it's not, but I can't find it. All these are a nightmare. You just, I don't know. I can't find anything anyway. So, I know the Judge Judy, but Just Stephanie, what's she got going on? She's got morning docket, jury trial, State versus Raoul. If this is a docket, I'm not watching it.
The baby powder slap challenge.
Apparently that's you just put the powder on your hand and you slap somebody, I guess, and that's the whole thing.
And just FYI, the 9-year-old, he was a big 9-year-old. He was not like a
Right.
tiny little kid. I mean, he was a pretty good sized kid, quite frankly. So yeah.
So just curious, I mean, for 2 years, we've utilized the legal system and came up to this. Would there have been a way to get this resolved much sooner without having to involve all these resources?
Isn't that a good question?
What I can tell you. All right, so I've been on both sides before. I've been a defense attorney and a prosecutor. When you think about it, the DA's office has hundreds, if not thousands of cases. And defense attorneys, it's not like The Good Wife, where you represent one client and that client is paying you $500,000. Usually you have a lot of clients to represent. And so sometimes you have cases that are on the front burner because you know this is specially set, it's going to trial, and you can't be present for 40 people at the same time. So sometimes it's, okay, this is now up, let's get this going. Now, what I can tell you is, as a prosecutor, sometimes when you're getting ready to indict a case, hopefully you look at everything and investigate it. But the problem with that is the prosecutors who are in this court, they didn't indict this case. Somebody else did. And when cases are indicted upstairs, they don't get to say, oh, this is the case I want that's been indicted. It's just random and on a rotation what case they get. And then when they have the case has already been indicted and they have to make decisions. And they're hoping that people have talked to the people that they needed to talk to, because you're not trying to reinvent the wheel.
Thank you.
Sure.
No, I know the defense was, you say you guys were happy with the judgment. How does the state feel about it?
I feel like it's fair given the circumstances around the case. We were initially asking for a much higher deal, but push comes to shove, I think it ended up being fair for both sides.
Back to the timing and a bunch of factors. We just inherited this case from another attorney on March 28th of this year. So we haven't represented Mr. Reyes the whole 2 years. The off-run date was September 5th of 21. We've only been on it since March 28th of 23.
And since the defendant's mother did not want to move forward, was it the kid that wanted to keep pushing? So,
Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's really ours, and it's our decision at the end. So we figured that we had enough to move forward, even with their feelings. She still showed up today, but at the end of the day, I feel like it came to a fair outcome.
So it's not the father of the child.
It is not the father of the child.
And just so both parties know, so I used to do child protective services cases as well. And I've informed their client and I've informed this mother that part of my ruling is he's not to have any contact with her or the child. So he's not going to have any contact with them, and that's in the order.
And
yes.
If he crosses the line, is that automatic?
Now, what will happen is if he has contact with her after he's served his sentence and Child Protective Services gets involved, they will see that I issued a no contact order and things will be done on the civil side. And that can happen if her parents were to call, because sometimes you have cases where people call the police and then the police get involved, and there are cases that come to court, and then the people involved are saying, well, I don't want charges pressed. I want to withdraw that, which you're not allowed to do. So in this case, you have grandmothers, grandparents on either side who are looking out for the best interests of the children. So I know that if something were to happen where he to show up at her home or she would have called him to show up, somebody would end up calling Child Protective Services, and they would see that there is an order from this court that there is to be no contact. And there's also an order from CPS court already that there's to be no contact.
And obviously, if he didn't have the criminal history that he had, we would definitely be going to trial. We think we could have, well, there's a good chance we could have won this trial, but when the stakes are so high and they offer a client something, and ultimately it's the client's decision whether or not to take, but he's thinking, okay, I can be out in a few months versus potentially 25-year minimum, you can understand. So why a client would agree to something like that. So, and that's the unfortunate reality. And having known, the judge and I went to law school together and we've been friends for a long time. And having been on both sides, I used to be a prosecutor myself. I've never been a judge, but when you have these scenarios, it's, and for you guys who aren't involved in the meat and potatoes of it every day sort of thing, it's like, God, well, why would that guy take 13 months in the penitentiary for something that juries, sometimes you can't predict what they're going to do. And we loved all of you guys yesterday. That's why you ended up on the jury. I think we were all very satisfied with all the jurors that we ended up with. But let me tell you, I've tried over 150 jury trials, both as a prosecutor and as a defense attorney. I've won trials I never should have won. I've lost trials I never should have lost on both sides. And you just can never predict it. And so again, when someone who's served time in prison before and stuff like that says, oh wait, a few more months and I'm out and I'm done. Yeah. So.
And he had his intro ready yesterday. He would never get to deliver it.
What's that?
You remember you stopped him yesterday from giving his intro?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Well, yeah, he has a lot to say.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, Judge. Yeah, you weren't there, but when we just said, good afternoon, this is our name, and he stood up and he said, I just want a thing. He was going to go, and we're like, no.
Yeah, please, now's not the time.
No statements,
Yeah.
sir.
You have to go now and teach it. If you speak up, you're gonna get.
So, by the sounds of it, there was a trial, and they went through it, but then they came to a plea agreement where 13 months for the accused. So, fine. That is fine, mighty fine. That is fine. So, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close down because it's now 6 o'clock here. I have got a Morrison's delivery coming up between 7 and 8. With Sarah, it is now 12. She needs to go early today as well. Jodie needs to pack and get everything done. I'm not sure who else is here. It's not Carowin because Carowin's gone off. He's at work, gone home from work. Kim might be here, but she's with Shabiz anyway. So I'll close down. I'll come back on tomorrow, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow either. I'm a little bit lost. I'm trying to look for a trial, I am, but I've not found one. So I thought we might have one here today, but we don't. So yeah, I'll come back on tomorrow and see what it is. Also, I want to break because, like, out of the house for 2.5 hours for lunch today. I did not expect that. I thought we'd be out for like an hour and a half max. But no, 2.5 hours. Jesus. So with that, I love you all. Jodie, thank you so much for being here. I love it when you pop in. I really hope you enjoy your holiday, Jodie. You and the boy. Well, both holidays, hopefully. So probably won't see you for a few weeks, but really enjoy it. Rest up. He's gonna love it. But yeah. So look after yourself. You know where we are. You know how to get in touch with us or touch with me, whatever. Sarah, enjoy your afternoon with your daughter today. There's nothing better than a mother and daughter day. Well, I know he's got an appointment, but still, it's a mother-daughter afternoon. Treasure them because she's going to grow up so quick. And they'll be like, well, I don't need you anymore, Mum. It's like, what? So yeah, enjoy it. And I'll see you tomorrow, Sarah, because I know you'll be here tomorrow. The holidays on Friday. So yeah, and whoever else is here, thank you very much for being here. As always, love you all. And yeah, that's it. Go enjoy your business or wherever you do it, or go and pack, or go and do whatever you need to do. So with that, love you all as always, and yeah, have a great afternoon or great evening, wherever you decide to do. Right, take care, guys. Bye bye. See you later. Ta-ra.